gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions.
Panther fans unite! My name's Tony Dunn. Cody Lashney, how you doing? TK's in the house. How you doing, my friend? The Stat Daddy.
But I think Derek Brown, hey man, he deserves that dab on him pick.
Dab on him, Phil Snow. Dab on him.
All the same, yeah, 100%. We can just
Mine is going to go to the fullback. I'm going to dump on the Richie guy. Dab on him, Shaq.
I'm going to put the towel on Matt Rule.
Y'all took all the good ones.
Only one postgame roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers postgame show.
We did it! We did it, folks. There is a W. We ate that W up today, folks. Oh my goodness gracious. This feels like a million gazillion years as we have had a post-game show where we have celebrated a W. The Carolina Panthers win 22-14 against the New Orleans Saints. My name is Tony Dunn. This is the C3 Panthers post-game show. We're the longest running Panthers podcast there is, baby. And I tell you, we've been sad and crying for a long time. But today we're celebrating. I'm celebrating, even though I'm going to come in here and be a Debbie Downey, because I don't think this defense is as good as y'all think, and this offense is trash, and the Saints were just terrible today. But Cody Lashney, I'll take anything. I'll take the scraps off of somebody's Thanksgiving table at this point, and I will take you and my best friends and all of these wonderful people here celebrating it. Cody Lashney, my wheelman, welcome to the C3 Panthers post-game show.
The losing streak is over, baby. Let's go. We did not go to 10 or 0-10. The Panthers got a W at home. Look, man, say whatever you want about the game. It feels fucking amazing to beat our division rival, dude. Fuck the Saints on every day that ends with a Y. Panthers get a W. We might have to tone down the Phil Snow slander. We might be disagreeing on this today. Hey, man, we're going to go at it as we always do on the C3 postgame show, man. But as always, you know that we're going to do it with the best damn Panther fans in all of YouTube. You already know them and love them. It's our man Adam Sanders, Drew, Alex Mex Pro, Brad Holt, Brian Holman, Dave Hino, Dan Floyd, George West, Hank 3 Rebel, JD 864, John B. Jenkins, KV7 Trust, Just Don't Care, Ted Sims, Underground West, Y Bid Jordan, and last but not least, the boy 10 Tizzy. Tony Dunn, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's roll.
I want to see green tags out there. That's what I see. I see somebody's black tag that was green before. Time to be green again. You can join the C3 Superfan Club. That's one way to support us. You can smash the thumbs up button. You can subscribe to the show. Or you can call in at 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. We want to know this. I'm asking you guys, is the defense good? Great, mid. I'm on that mid joint right now. Baker bottom, Baker bum. Oh my goodness, so much to talk about here. And finally, the W. The Stat Daddy is in the house, the Bat Daddy. Welcome to a celebration of celebrations because it's been a long time since we've cheered anything. Well, maybe not cheered anything, but celebrated.
It is, man. It has been a long time, and maybe that's why this feels so weird, because it feels very, very strange. I mean, this was one of the most boring wins I think we've had.
We weren't even good, dude.
It was a strange way to break the streak, but I'll take it, and I will get into the defense. I don't think the defense is fantastic. I think the defense played well today. I don't want to take it away from them. I think they played well today. We'll get into it.
Oh my goodness. My man said that our defense is top 12. Come on now. Y'all crazy as shit.
It
CK
will be
in the house.
after this. It will be officially after this. I'm telling you that
I don't
much, Tony.
believe that, bro.
I think that's a fair argument. I don't
They
want to
run all over us still. They run all over us at will.
Question real quick, Tony. How many points did they have in the first half?
I mean, 0 maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Is that what it
0
was?
points against us in the first half. You know how many times they did that in the Drew Brees era? 4 times in Drew Brees era.
How about it's Drew Brees,
Okay,
bro?
Hold on. All right, so let's take that into consideration. What we needed from them is they needed to stop a couple of things. They got a turnover. They got a touchdown off of a turnover. They got 2 interceptions. And they did a fantastic job of bottling up. Outside of that one drive where Jameis Winston literally threw up 50-50 balls 2 times to get him down to the 5-yard line, and then almost threw an interception in the end zone, if not for Callaway making an incredible reach back play to catch that. Yeah. Like you take that out of the equation, Tony. I think you can't say anything about this. When they needed to show up, they showed up. So I'll tell you this, Tony. I understand where you're coming from, because you felt like on 3rd down, like when they were 3rd and 10, they weren't able to stop it. But guess what? They did. They did. At the first half, they were 1 for 4 at one point. They didn't get better, Tony. Like, they weren't better at the end of it. The Saints offense could not do anything against the Panthers defense.
Promise you, look, every pass rush we had was generated by a player that was not a defensive front man.
That's
It was all Jeremy Chin or Frankie Louvu. Number one. Number
did that
two,
result in an interception, though?
The chat is mad upset about me being critical about the run stop. But look, when you're up 13-0, you know they're gonna pass and pass. They abandoned the run in the first quarter. The first play of the game, it was the regular 3-3 stack that everybody was upset. Alvin Kamara just shooting it up. Look at the first quarter run statistics, and you tell me they didn't run against us. I understand. Look, the defense played. Finally, they got us a win. And you know what? They got us this win. There ain't nobody else that got it.
Nope.
Tony, we
you on that mute, by the way, Cody, if you were trying to come in here hard.
All I was going to say, and then we got to introduce the Bat Daddy. But
I already did introduce the Bat Daddy. We're all introduced.
So
We're ready.
What I'm saying is that if you're definitely going to be unpopular today because of that last thing that you said. The only reason that Carolina Panthers won this game is because of our defense.
Yes, totally.
The Carolina Panthers offense is as putrid as it ever was. Dude, I don't want to hear people talk shit about Cam Newton's inaccuracy issues anymore if you're not going to mention Baker Mayfield in the same fucking manner. This dude is missing throws to the flat. This dude is overthrowing DJ Moore. Everybody's been wondering, hey, where's DJ Moore? Where's DJ Moore? Where's DJ Moore? Oh, I know. He is open, but Baker can't put the ball in his fucking hands.
When
and that's
he's open.
An issue. And that's an issue.
Baker can't do anything right now.
Nope.
He might be the worst Baker that we've ever seen. And when I say the worst Baker we've ever seen, I even mean that lady at Walmart who don't even want to bake, and she got to bake in that deli area. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, he is not cooking shit. And second, he needs to can we preheat the oven before the second half? His best anything is in the second half. This guy started off terrible. Christian McCaffrey, good. Defense, okay. Louvu, fantastic. Jeremy Chin, incredible.
Amazing.
And Derek Brown got an interception, motherfuckers. But other than that,
great interception.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Hey,
you.
real quick, I will say I'm with you on the fact of I'm not ready to call the defense great. I think they played really well, and I want
Yeah.
to give them credit in this game.
They played
But
good.
I
They
would
played
I would
good.
say we struggled more in passing than we did in rushing. They only had 79 rushing yards against us collectively. They had 2 receivers have over 100 yards receiving. The key was nobody scored.
The key is also that when you get ahead 13 points, you know what I'm saying? You got a defensive touchdown that puts you up 7.
Field goal.
Then we did not get then I mean, look, we barely capitalized on offense at all. Think about this is like you could not have really this was our best game this season in some ways and not even that good.
Right.
You had a
That's why it's
defensive
hard to really
touchdown.
celebrate, yeah.
You had 2 field goals. But what I'm saying is this is you guys are like, oh, you want to just put out the 89 yards rushing? That's some bullshit. They had 89 yards of those probably in the first 2 quarters. It felt, you know what I'm saying? Like
that means we shut them down. That means we adjusted. And shut them
no,
down.
the game plan makes you pass the ball. And when they are down 13 points, they just literally cannot go to Kamara on 3rd and 2. You know what I'm saying? You got to make something happen. That's what it is. I'm saying this first. I'm thankful. Praise God, the defense made plays today. Praise Jesus. I'm not saying they played bad. I'm just saying this is that I've seen great Panthers defenses, and I ain't just walking out here saying top.
Yeah, well, listen,
Come on.
I don't think any of us on the show are going to sit here and say that the defense, is the best defense that we've ever seen. I do agree that we're not getting pressure.
Consistently.
By who? By who? That's what by anyone.
No, we are getting pressure, but you're right. We are doing it with a lot of blitzes. J.C. Horn got home a few times. But the fact of the matter is like there are many different ways to skin a cat.
Right.
And the fact that we were able to get things done today, one of the most important things that we haven't talked about yet is our defense through 2 games didn't have a single turnover. Mm-hmm. And not only did we get turnovers, but we got points off of those turnovers today. Mm-hmm. That is this game. I can't even believe I'm going to say this considering the offense. But this game is probably the closest that the Panthers have come in over a year to playing complementary football.
Oh no, you can't say that.
Tony,
you actually had a tweet. You actually had a tweet that said it wasn't complimentary. You can't say that now. You had a tweet.
Right.
He's saying this is the closest that it's come.
Yeah, this is the closest that it's come. And our defense is finally taking the ball away. But they're putting points on the board after those turnovers. Like, listen, none of us were even expecting the Panthers to win today. The fact that we even got one, like, we have to start looking at some of the things that we did to make this happen. I don't think that Saints offensive line is as good as it has been in the past. Mm-mm. We know Jameis Winston isn't it. But at the end of the day, the Panthers and the defense, they did what they needed to do to get the W today.
Right. Agreed.
Really? You say the Panthers and the defense? You might as well just say the Panthers, the defense. Yeah. Like Baker, look, and this is the Baker bottom on this panel right here. If anybody wants Baker to do well, it's me. And he has been awful. I'm almost starting to wonder if it's a Carolina thing.
Well, it's what
if
you got to wonder.
Like destroy and like whoever we just sap the energy out of you. We sap the mojo out of you.
Well, what it feels like to me is, when our receivers are open, Baker's not getting the ball to them in he's either underthrowing or overthrowing it. But the other part of this problem is our receivers aren't getting open very often either. Like people were saying like DJ Moore is constantly, it's not true. Like when we see him getting the ball, like he's got a receiver or a cornerback or a safety blanketing him. And if that may be a result of, I think this is a massive failure across the board. I think that this is a failure in Ben McAdoo's offense. I think I have yet to see this complex offense that he's bringing here that takes 2 or 3 years to really learn. Right?
Yeah,
that's one.
We were wrong.
Second is I said I was going to give Baker 3 games to show me, for me to be able to be on his side. He's lost my trust. He's got to earn it back. I don't expect him to be the guy. I'm not going to be defending him because this game potentially was as bad as the game that I said Matt Corral had when he got injured. And I said that he didn't look like he was it yet. Right. And this was not as bad as that game that Matt Corral had in the preseason, but it was close. And I just don't know what the issue is. It's like you've seen him play better football than this, even in his worst years. And that's where I'm so confused. It's got to be an offense thing. I don't understand this.
Cody, can you shout out the super chats and any memberships that we got? Look, you can support the show by smashing the thumbs up button, be a part of the show by participating in the chat. The number's 252-228-5098. But if you see these people right here, you give them a special high five because they donated or became a super fan. Cody, give them that love.
Yeah, so Just Don't Care, man. He's one of our biggest patrons.
He's our patron.
Man. This dude is always donating. Shout out to Just Don't Care for the $5. You know we love you. And then Panther Gal 73 with the $5 super sticker. Panther Gal, much love. We appreciate you. Yeah, man. That's our.
Let's start with this offensive performance. Christian McCaffrey once again hits 100 and over 100 yards rushing. Thank God that they finally realized that Christian McCaffrey is good at football. And to be honest, I don't even think we used him enough. He went 25. He had 25 carries for 108 yards. But then if you look at this. Well, first, how about this? Is Dante Foreman or Deontay, whatever Foreman's first name is. It doesn't matter. I'll learn his first name when he gets a carry. Right. He ain't had a carry today. Chuba Hubbard.
You might learn his name.
Yeah, I'm never going to learn it. On top of that, look at this. This is the most pathetic. I'm about to give you this pathetic-ass offensive line or offensive statistics here. Baker once again goes under 50% completions. He's 12 for 25 with just 175 yards, 1 touchdown. Listen to this. Our leading receiver today was first-time Carolina Panther Laviska Shenault. 2 receptions for 90 yards. Look, Christian McCaffrey had 4 targets, two receptions for 7 yards. Shi Smith had 2 receptions for 22 yards. Our big-time money man, DJ Moore, had 1 catch for 2 yards today.
Yep.
1 catch for 2 yards. This offense is horrendous, dude. Mm-hmm. How is it really this bad? I just don't understand it. Like, what is it?
It's got to be a coaching thing, dude. Because I am telling you, like, when you watch some of these plays, and you're seeing Baker throw to these guys who you might say he should never be throwing to because our receivers are not getting open in a lot of these throws that he's making. Like he's got a receiver or a cornerback just blanking them the entire time. And I might be losing. If I'm losing, you guys let me know. But
no, you're good.
Okay. My internet thing just popped up saying something about that. So, but yeah, I mean, I think you've got to. I just don't understand how our offense is complicated. I'm not seeing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's also like as soon as we find a rhythm running the football, like okay, let's pass. Like everything that the Panthers offense does is so contradictory to the common sense. It's mind-boggling. It's like it doesn't matter who you're talking about. If it's Matt Rule or Ben McAdoo, it doesn't take a fucking genius to know that if your running back is getting damn near 8 yards a carry, maybe still do that. Like maybe continue to do that, especially when your passing attack is non-existent outside of Laviska Shenault being a badass coming to nowhere and making plays when no one expected him to. And it really makes you wonder, like when you do see the offense finally driving and doing these short underneath passes to Laviska, and doing these things, why hasn't our offense done that from the jump? Like doing these short underneath passes, basically everything that Cam Newton was asked to do in 2018, everything that Teddy Bridgewater was asked to do. Like that needs to be the plan. That's the kind of quarterback that Baker Mayfield is. Then you let him take some shots downfield off of play action. Like, it's not a hard formula to figure out, but yet our coaches still, they're still not getting this right. And by the way, look, I'm not disagreeing with you, CK. But I want to make sure that we're on the same page here. There were times where there were plays to be made, where there were receivers that were indeed open.
Absolutely.
And Baker just missed the most rudimentary.
Okay, where DJ
passes.
Flat.
And exactly. I'm talking even easy passes.
Nah, that Robbie joint was on. I think that's just a miss. I don't think that was on Baker. I think it was kind of on both.
No,
Robbie wanted to take it upfield.
It was on both, but it was like that other game. I think it was last week when Shi Smith didn't go upfield. Yes, Shi should have went upfield, but I still think Baker could have made that throw. It's the same thing. Robbie Anderson.
It's not the same as that. Let's use different examples. You're right, but let's not use that one. Let's use different. Every DJ pass, DJ pass was off the mark.
How about this? That was more on Baker Mayfield than Robbie Anderson.
No.
Even if
we don't know unless we know what the play was called.
I don't agree with that at all.
You have Robbie in the flat, and you put the ball.
He was not on the flat. He was going up the sideline. He was going up the sideline.
We're talking about different passes.
Yeah, we're talking about different plays. You remember the one that Baker threw it at Robbie Anderson's feet, and the Robbie had to go down, and it went through his hands. I think it was like the third quarter.
It was third quarter, yeah. I agree that one's more on Baker, but that was still, if Robbie Anderson's the player that he talks like he is, that's a catchable ball. Like, you got both your hands. It went
Baker
through his
sucked
hands.
today. How about this? Can we just agree that Baker was fucking trash
we
today?
can agree with that.
And this is the second straight game he was trash. No, the first game I would say he was mediocre.
He's been trash all 3 games.
He was
mediocre.
I would say is better the first game. But look, I will say before we get too far away from it, Cody, you were asking why they were going away from the run when it was working so well. It was working well till the fourth quarter because CMC had like 92 rushing yards with 18 attempts or 17 attempts. He ended the game with 25 attempts and only 108 yards. So like his last 8 attempts, he only got 14 or 15 yards out of it. So they ended up stopping him towards the end. So that was kind of why they got away from it at the end, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think we can find all the excuses in the world.
No, there's no excuses. There's 2 people that need to be on the firing line. You know what I'm saying? That we on the executioner block, and it's Ben McAdoo and it's Baker Mayfield.
Not after
at this point, it's just them 2 until otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Ben McAdoo at the top of that list. Right. Honestly, because you got a quarterback in Baker who's trying to reclaim his whatever position. You know what I'm saying? Shrug off this shit that he's the stink or whatever you want to call it. And you're running the entire offense through him rather than you should just make it more balanced. Why are we not Christian play action, Christian play action, Christian
Deontay
pass? Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. Is that it is too pass heavy, even in good sets, even in good down and distance. Now let's turn to the defensive side of the ball. We'll go to the calls in just a second. We're going to get the calls earlier tonight. We're not going to talk for hours and hours. We're going to go to the calls in just a moment. But overall comments on the defense, I'll let you guys go first. I've said enough.
So real quick, we're going to do that. I want to make sure we get to these super chats from these fine citizens. Justice Chapman with the $4.99 says, when they introduced our offense, they mentioned Higgins starting at wide receiver today. Was he in the ball game today? Love the C3 family. That's a good question. He lined up, but I don't think he got one reception.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
What is even worse is, let's talk about TMJ being inactive today.
Biggest draft, arguably, and this is a debate my take coming up, Cody, if we ever get our shit together.
Yeah. I'm down for one this one.
I think he might be arguably one of the top, I might even say number 1, but top 3 draft busts in Carolina history if he doesn't play at all this year. Whether it's
He's gonna go
his
somewhere else and blow up.
whether it is his fault or not, that's what you guys are going to argue. Oh, he didn't play, so we don't know. But if he doesn't ever play, and he's a second round pick, bust.
It'll definitely be in the conversation. Then Chad Howell with the 999. Appreciate you, Chad. He said, let's be happy we're gathering here today with a win. In spite of the obvious flaws that need to be worked out with the offense, let's establish an identity at run first with tough defense team. I agree with you, Chad. Like we're trying to be fair and dissecting this performance while also saying, hey man, the Panthers needed a win more than any team in the NFL. I don't give a damn what any other pundit says. The Panthers needed a W today more than any other team in the NFL.
Yeah.
And we got one. So you're right, man. We are going to celebrate this like it's a W. It's something to lift our head up as we look forward. I said on Twitter last night, we might be picking in the draft somewhere between 7 and 12.
Lies.
And people are
1 through 3.
Right. And just like you, Tony, people were laughing at me and said, "Oh, Cody, this team sucks."
I am laughing. I'm still laughing at you.
Tony, let me tell you about you're dead fucking wrong on this. Not only did the Panthers only lose the first 2 games by 5 points, but then when you look at what we did today, our offense was shitting the bed all day, and our defense was good enough to pull out a W. Our Carolina Panthers are going to win games this year that they're not supposed to. I'm telling you that's true.
Well, how about can we win a game we're supposed to, motherfucker?
Dude,
how about that? Can we
also-
win a game we're supposed to? The Browns, the Giants. Why we got to win games we're not supposed to? I'm ready to win a game we're supposed to.
But that's what I'm saying. We're going to lose games that we're supposed to win, and we're going to win games that we're supposed to lose. That's just the nature of being a Panthers fan, man. So it's
Get
like,
out of here.
so look, I don't necessarily think this team is as bad as a lot of other people think that it does. I do think that we have talent. We just have to find the best way for us to win. And I think today, for as bad as the offense was, we did see how this offense can be successful. Running the football and taking your opportunities with those play action passes, which I want to see more of, and get Laviska Shenault into the game plan even more. Because I think this guy is very dynamic with the ball in his hand. He's big, he's powerful, he's tough. I like what Laviska Shenault brings to the offense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to the defense real quick. The Panthers defense holds this team to 14 points, ultimately shut them down till the fourth quarter in so many ways. Jameis Winston goes 25 for 41, so just over 50%, 353 yards. Michael damn Thomas ruined my prize picks. I knew in the back of my head that we have been talking about it the whole time. I should have gone under on that.
If he hadn't gotten injured, though, he was going to beat that. That was
Did
just
he
him
get
getting
injured?
injured.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, out like early in the third quarter.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not see
I
that.
went under, but I had Christian McCaffrey at over a touchdown.
Yeah,
And
you got him on touchdown.
I had Baker Mayfield at over an interception. And I didn't
I was
have any.
all over my prize picks today. I had Jameis over 215. I had Christian McCaffrey over or more. And this is free advertisement. This is how much we like prize picks. They don't even pay us to advertise on the post game. We talking about it. More on the 55.5. Who else did I have? Oh, I had that Nick Chubb touchdown. Got that. And it was Jarvis Landry or Michael Thomas, excuse me, that got me. On the defense today, the Carolina Panthers, let's see. Let's see what the
1 sack, I think.
Is that it?
1 sack, and 1 fumble, 2 interceptions.
How about this? Is the Saints were 5 for 13 on third down compared to our 4 for 14. So they were better on third down than we were. What did our defense do well? They scored.
Turnovers.
Scored 3 turnovers. More pressures than they got.
Yeah.
Okay.
They locked down in the red zone. Like there was
And-
no, they didn't let them score.
Can we just
Right.
realize that? Actually, did Derek Brown make anybody happy today for the 1 or 2 people in the world that have not shit on him? Told you guys he had a great game last week. I've been telling you he has not been bad. He was good today, but Frankie Louvu, incredible. And guess who was my biggest disappointment? Not disappointment. I want JC Horn to be better.
He played well today.
Dude, what do you mean?
Not
I
about
thought
him
he
being
played
bad.
well today.
Okay, maybe it's defensive scheme then. But how about this? And we both said it, Cody, in the first quarter. It's 3rd and 6. The Panthers rush 6 or 7. They put everybody in man out in the secondary, right? I mean, you saw blitz coming. Jeremy Chin's going in there, and Dante Jackson is on the other side of Michael Thomas. And not that it's not that JC Horn played bad or did, you know what I'm saying? It's just like 3rd and 6. That's a Michael Thomas play. That's a Michael. Do you want JC Horn with? I say put Dante Jackson on Olave.
Yes.
For the deep speed. Dante Jackson
Olave
on
killed
the
it today.
possession receiver when JC Horn is built for that. That's why. So I misspoke. I don't mean it about JC Horn, but man, I thought that's his place. Man up.
They need to use JC Horn like the Rams use Jalen Ramsey.
Yes.
Now you might say, "Oh, yeah, Cody, he's not Jalen Ramsey." One, how the hell would you know? You haven't seen enough of him.
That's what we drafted him to be.
And number 2, he is the type of corner that you like him in matchups. So in this matchup, I want him on Michael Thomas all day. He's just as big, but he's way faster than Michael Thomas.
And
So
especially not on
would
deep
you-
threat plays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one thing if you were saying, oh, we're worried about somebody taking over the top, so we put JC Horn on him because we believe in him. But Dante is our speed guy. That is what he's made for.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I 1,000% agree. I think that we need to move JC Horn around. I think we need to use we need to have better movement from our defensive backs and putting them in advantageous positions. And I don't think our
Why did we
defense has-
draft Ace? All right, and I'm going to turn the mic over because I dominate the mic so much. I'm sorry, guys, but I am hyped and angry at the same time. Been doing this for 10 years. This is my life up on this podcast. Not my life. I got a lot, but love this shit. I don't understand why we draft a secondary or compose a secondary with like a CJ Henderson, a JC Horn, a Dante Jackson speed, Jeremy Chin, super athlete, and then we build a zone defense. It seems like a secondary that's built for man defense.
Yeah.
And then we run a zone. And that's where my real problem is here is that and we saw this last week or the week before. It's like we drafted JC Horn. Look, we see him put the seatbelt on bitches in the training camp. Do that. Just do that. I just don't understand why. It's almost like a Ron Rivera thing still. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, we don't let corners trail people. It's just like, hey, wherever you want to put them, you put them. We'll play the same fucking defense.
I find it funny. I mean, I don't know. I find it weird that you're having issue with JC Horn as opposed to Henderson because Horn had some good plays. He had an interception. Henderson was one of 3 plays that got blown up, and I mean blown up bad. Just guy blew right by him. Should have been a touchdown for them. If anything, that's the weak spot in our secondary, I believe. And I don't understand why you can start it
misspoke,
with
Greg. I misspoke as in that I just want Henderson to be like this dominant force. JC Horn to be this dominant force where we walk out and we're like, oh, we told you. And
Do you think he
people
can get
are right.
there?
His coaching is like, I just wanted him on Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
And I
How
just
about
don't
this?
understand.
How about
Do you
this?
think he can get there though?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
But
I don't know. I
how
hope
about
so.
this? How about this? We're not talking about Jeremy Chin enough. I think
Oh,
between
he's fucking incredible, dude.
No, Tony, me and you were on two completely different fucking pages.
You don't like
all
him?
the time, dude. Jeremy Chin got mossed today. One of those big plays, it came at the expense of Jeremy Chin. Like, if we're gonna talk about who had a worse day between Jeremy Chin, C.J. Henderson, and J.C. Horn, Jeremy Chin had the worst of those three.
Crazy.
Didn't Jeremy Chin also have?
He had
the
like a
only
sack. He had a sack. He had the big
Jeremy
pass.
Chin had a
how are
plenty
you
of good.
He had a
It's all
bad
though.
play, but he had some really good plays today too.
All right.
Well, I feel like
Henderson didn't do anything but get blown up. No other big play.
It kind of lends credence to people like G Baby, who say that J.C. Horn needs to play closer to the line because in coverage he's kind of a liability, and I think that's what I agree with now.
Maybe.
I don't think he should be a linebacker, but I do agree that in coverage, Jeremy Chin has shown some problems to how he covers guys.
Crazy. You know what's crazy is the freaks in the chat. Let's set up that subscriber shame and then go straight into the calls after that. Cody, you set it up so beautifully, and you a freak yourself by saying Jeremy Chin. Get out of here.
Calls it like I sees it, bro.
Set up the shame. Oh, I didn't mean with the video. I meant with your sultry freak voice. But
Yeah. Oh, you think I don't know? Hey, man. You think I don't know? Hey, dude. I know that all these people that come in here, they want to talk about Carolina Panthers on the surface. Oh, but down underneath, buried beneath all that goo and that human emotion, they just want to be shamed. And boy, oh boy, do we have just the guy to do it. Talk to him, Big Papa.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have joined us for the first time this season where we were able to celebrate a win as a Carolina Panthers fan base. There's been ups, there's been a lot of downs. There were a lot of downs in today's game, but you still come here to celebrate with the one and only C3 Panthers Podcast and the family in the chat. There's 278 of you legends in the chat right now. I need every one of you to take a moment and hit that thumbs up button. Hit the like. It's a free thing to do to help the podcast succeed. So here's my one and only subscriber shame.
Subscriber shame, 270 people, 122 strong thumbs up already. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Beat up on that notification bell like the Panthers beat up on the Saints today. Help us kick the ass of the YouTube algorithm and help us get in front of as many Panther eyes as possible. Tony Dunn, what we got next for? Oh, I think we got I thought we had a super chat here.
we
Maybe
probably
I was wrong.
do. Let's go straight into these cat calls. The number's 252-228-5098. We want to hear your thoughts about this game. Baker bum, Baker bottom, Baker bust. Carolina Panthers. How about this? Come after Tony. The Carolina Panthers defense, exceptional, great, mid. I'm on that mid joint. And what do you guys think about Cody Lashley's crazy shit about Jeremy Chin? The number's 252-228-5098. Let's get in these calls, Cody.
Let's do it. You know what time it is?
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
Yo, what's good, C3? JD864. Hey, calling in, celebrate with you guys, with the rest of the fan base. first dub of many to come. Said on the Friday free for all, I expected this defense to get 3 turnovers. They did just that. I'm pissed because if I could bet, but Hawaii doesn't allow people to fucking gamble, I could have made some money. I'd have been fairly accurate on some of these predictions, minus us taking L's. But hey, we got the dub this week. Good shit. Good Sunday. Got to get back to the crib. My son wanted some milk. We were out. So, yeah, it is what it is. Keep promising.
The most optimistic. Look, he has been optimistic through all of this. JD has been on the Friday free for all, coming in, trying to temper people's hate, trying to temper people. And JD864, and well, first, we know why he's always optimistic. He lives in paradise. He lives in Hawaii. Right. I mean, the only thing that he's not optimistic about is how much it costs to live there. It must be so expensive. The number is 252-228. He called 3 turnovers. Let's see what else you guys got. And I'm so happy that this setup is working. New setup. We went to the first call and it worked. Let me know if it's too loud, too soft. Can adjust.
What's up, C3? It's Anthony. There's like 3 minutes left in the game. Thought I'd call in and get my thoughts. Man, I know we won this game, but it wasn't convincing at all. Okay, we're playing a Jameis team and he's got a hurt back. He's still throwing for like 270 yards.
300.
I mean, Baker still looks bad. This offense looks bad. And it's like when they do put in the playmakers like Laviska Shenault, oh, we have big plays. They just now figured that shit out. The one game I wanted to lose in my whole life as being a Panthers fan was today. And, of course, we win the game that could have potentially put the nail in the coffin for Matt Rule. It's fucking frustrating, man. I don't want to be on this path with this coach anymore. I don't care if it looks like it's turning up. We've seen this play before. Next week we got the 49ers, the Rams, and the Bucks. I mean, man, we're not playing an injury-riddled team. We are going to get screwed because Baker's stats look worse than Darnold. And, I mean, DJ Moore, there's no separation from anyone. The defense looks great. That's awesome. And let's be honest here. The defense literally saved 6 points for the Saints. So the defense gets all the credit today. They literally scored a touchdown and they blocked they blocked a field goal and they missed a field goal. So you get what I'm saying. I mean, it's not a convincing win, and this is the worst part about being a Panthers fan. We've seen this last year, beating up on these injury-riddled teams that are not contenders. I mean, man, if we lose, I kind of want us to lose these games. I don't want Rule to be here, man. And even as a Baker fan, I don't think he's the future of our team.
Oh, well, that's clear.
I don't want to go down this path getting wins. I'm sorry. I know it's but you guys say fan how you want to fan. I mean, I'm not wanting to
we're not going to hate you on this.
I want us to be in like a losing franchise. I want us to lose so that we can restart. Because you're still seeing a Matt Rule managed game. I mean, we can't even put up 30 fucking points on offense. It's just frustrating, man. You guys take care, keep pounding. Give me your thoughts on, what I told y'all. And C3, you're the best.
First vote for call of the show, right there.
I like that. Look, I'm gonna give it the applause. You can hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give you. Look, I like when anybody says I'm a fan. How I'm gonna fan. That's fine. I fretted with this idea too. Did I want a loss or did I not? You asked this, Cody, last week on the show about the Giants game. Did you secretly want a loss? Kind of that thing. I say this is that there's kind of two perspectives here. I felt like if we got a loss here, I would really understand in many ways what I would think should be the trajectory of the team and like what I'd kind of be rooting for going forward. Like it would be very hard for me to find a pathway to, let's try to win 8 or 9 or something. If we would have lost today, I felt like I would have probably jumped on the tank train or the tank ship or whatever, right. Whatever. But I'm very happy and I was rooting for a win because, man, on the other hand, I'm sitting here thinking about doing all these post games, the whole season. I mean, first, I want us to win no matter what. In fact, in my heart of hearts, I always pick the Panthers to win. That's my thing. As I said, I will not pick the Panthers to win until they actually win. And I still thought we could. I wanted to pick pick us to win against the Saints this past week. This show would have been. It's not this show. You know, sometimes you do big numbers on post game shows when you get shellacked.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, if we would have lost today, I bet you the numbers on this post-game show are double. But,
I don't know.
No, I think they would be today, but not in 8 weeks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is that, and to me, I've seen that. It's just like we're about to have the same conversation for the next 8 weeks. So now what we got is now we can start saying, can we build off of this defensive performance? Can we get Baker Mayfield maybe cooking? Can we get something? And I think right now the question is going to be, is that how long do you have to watch this Baker Mayfield performance till it's time to start saying, should you bring in Sam Darnold when that ankle is healthy?
Well,
it depends.
I mean, it could be now. There's some people in the chat are saying it's time now. So I want that question. I'm going to put the question first to the callers. The number 252-228. 5098. Let's go around the horn real quick. What week do you believe that if Baker Mayfield continues to be this sub 55% completion, sub 200 performance? I don't even care about the interceptions. Are you interested in shifting to Sam Darnold?
Here's the question. Are we losing these games, Tony?
Yep.
Yes, we lost 2 of them.
Okay.
In the future, really saying, like looking forward.
No, I mean, I thought the answer was going to be week 4, but okay.
So here's my reason for asking that question. If we're losing, let's say we lost 4 in a row right now. What gives you the better chance to win? Keeping Sam Darnold bringing Sam Darnold in, or keeping Baker Mayfield in?
I cannot see how Sam Darnold could be really worse than this at this point.
Exactly. So why change it up if we're losing and you want to tank?
Oh, I don't want to tank. We already won. Now we can't tank now. Now we gotta win.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, right?
Yeah.
My point of my question, Tony, is you're saying at what point do we say maybe we bring Sam Darnold in? And I'm saying, are we talking about because we're losing? Or are you saying we're winning these games, but Baker Mayfield still?
How about this?
50%?
Is maybe let me rephrase. Should we start Sam Darnold next week?
No.
So I'm going to jump in on this.
Okay.
I don't believe that Sam Darnold is the answer. So it's not that I think that the Panthers are necessarily a much better team with Sam Darnold. But what I do want to say,
we are on opposite sides of the fucking.
I think this is undeniable for people that are looking at this without the rose-colored glasses. Sam Darnold had better numbers and put up better performances through 3 weeks with the Carolina Panthers than Baker Mayfield had.
So why aren't you on the Sam Darnold train?
Because I'm under the illusion that Sam Darnold is all of a sudden like the answer, because I think the play calling isn't going to change. And I think at the end of the day, the coaching staff is kind of throwing the talent under the bus a little bit. But the overall point is that I said at the start, both of these guys are some basic ass bitches at best. At best, they're basic. And one of the things I think Sam does bring to this offense that Baker Mayfield doesn't is his rushing ability. He's a big, strong guy that can move around. We saw that last year. So I do think...
I feel like you're saying all the things that should bring Sam Darnold in, right? But then actually saying you don't want to bring in. You just said he does everything better than Baker, but you don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, because again, I don't think that all of a sudden, if you put Sam Darnold in, like all of the offensive woes are going to go away. He's not that kind of quarterback. But the point that I was trying to make in the offseason is that everyone is pretending, oh, like, hey, at least Baker Mayfield's not Sam Darnold. Dude, the difference between them is negligible. It's negligible, and it always has been.
Baker has been so bad, Greg. And this is
I'm not
coming from a
disagreeing.
guy who is very excited. I like if the only argument that I have against the switch right now, Baker, like is bringing in Darnold. The only thing I could say is that Baker isn't mentally defeated when he has a bad start or a bad game. Like if Sam Darnold would have played that first half or that first quarter, it would have been completely over. But I'm holding on by the skin of my teeth, Greg, to want to think Baker is going to be any good. I'm just continuing to hold out for the idea he's just got to cook at some point, and at some point, I got to get rid of that idea.
I'm right there with you, man, because every time he hikes the ball, I'm just like, all right, this is going to be it, man. We're going to see a great drive. I was in the chat earlier, and I was like, all right, here we go, y'all. Next drive is going to be a touchdown drive. Baker's going to go 5 or 6. Then I deleted it because I was like, no, I don't want to say that because it's probably not going to be. And I'm right there with you, man. I wanted him to be the answer. I'm willing to admit that I was wrong with Baker. It doesn't look like.
We are wrong until we're not.
Yeah, it
Right.
doesn't look like
we're wrong until we're not.
I think 3 weeks of it is enough evidence to say right now, like it's
not clicking.
We can be positive, right? And I think we all had been with Teddy Bridgewater the first 3 weeks of the season, his year. With Sam Darnold, we were positive the first 3 weeks. Baker Mayfield didn't get that positivity from anybody, by the way. Everybody was so tired of poor quarterback play. Everybody already expected him to fail. So he's already coming in with a bit of a handicap in that respect. So I gave him three games, and I haven't seen a guy who has elevated this team to a better team. Here's my problem. He's not playing well, but neither is any of the offense outside of Christian McCaffrey. And Chenault coming in here and doing something incredible, which I don't think any of us would have thought he was going to do, and just providing a spark to this offense. This is a failure across the board for this offense. This isn't Baker Mayfield is horrible, right? It's Baker Mayfield is bad. Our wide receivers are bad. And argument
our
against
offensive coordinator is worse.
Offensive coordinator, the coaching has been bad. Our offensive line has been subpar. They've been better than last year, but they've been subpar. Ike Ekwonu has not been a world beater yet, and I'm hoping he's going to grow into that.
I don't care about that one bit.
But to that point, there's been a failure across the board. I gave him 3 weeks because I feel like 3 weeks is plenty enough time to make up for the fact that he was in this competition for 2 or 3 weeks, right? That competition has been long over. That the hopefully the comfort level should be coming by now, and it's not. I'm also, again, and I mentioned this earlier, Ben McAdoo's offense, he claims it's this super complex offense.
It's
right?
not.
It's nothing.
It's just this spread. It's just
but why try to make a super complex offense? It doesn't make any sense at all. You're already playing one of the hardest games.
That's so irritating to me too, Greg. Cody, get ahead, shout these supers out. Cody Lash has got some business to take care of, so we're gonna give him the rest of the afternoon off.
Justice Chapman with the 199 says Cards, 49ers, Rams, and Bucks next 4 weeks. And it represents an opportunity for us to show this offense, hey, these kind of performances, they are not going to cut it against these kinds of football teams. So
can I block PG and Zeke? PG and Zeke's come as McCaffrey is slow. He can't run up the middle. I feel like he should be.
Let him say whatever the hell he wants.
You need to super chat. You need to super chat to get that comment read, and I even read it for free.
The only people I normally block, or if you're talking like
I know I'm not gonna block him. It was a metaphor.
People in the chat. No, you're right though. That guy's stupid. And then Maxwell Irvin, 499 says McCaffrey up the middle. Like it's the only play that exists. That's how you win, man. Yeah, I know it's like I said before. Everything the Panthers offense does is so contradictory to comical, man. Like you thought
it just doesn't play to your strengths. I think Greg's right. Is you don't got to make shit overcomplicated. You got Christian McCaffrey. And you've got DJ Moore, and you got Robbie down the end. Like just do what you're supposed to do.
Simple football wins games. If executed properly.
Yeah,
And you know what? Is that if you execute the plays that like if you're better than the other team, they even know what you're doing, you still do it.
Mm-hmm.
They know you're going to run Christian McCaffrey. So anyway, sorry.
But no, hey boys, I'm gonna bounce out of here.
He's got some business to take care of.
Well, yeah, but also your boy, I'll say it, your boy's feeling a little bit under the weather. But I had to come on here and look. I mean, this is the first post game show that we got a W on in forever, man. There's no way I wasn't gonna come on here.
Incredible.
Bring some energy. Tell the C3 fam I love them. I appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat room, man. And hey, after I leave, y'all make CK put your comments up on screen because y'all deserve it, and they need to work over.
I got it.
Nah, you're good.
I got it. Hey. Now I'm taking over everything, bro, just like our defense was. Thank you very much. Let's go to the calls. Man. The number's 252.
Peace and love, y'all.
Yeah, man. Super chat. You know what? We need y'all's support. Join the C3 super fans because Cody's gone. We're going to need your help. We need some super fans here. And you can call in at 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
Yeah, Baker sucks, and that's it. He sucks. He can't. He's throwing high. He's fucking throwing higher worse than fucking Cam, dude. He fucking sucks. He sucks.
He was really bad today.
And that's it. He sucks.
He was really bad today, guys, and he's been really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's at the end of the point. Is like he has not been. Every week we have come on here, and we've just said he hasn't been good.
Yep.
And that's 3. And and I don't want to tell you that he can't be good, but at some point he's just got to make a pass. The number's 252-228-5098. Next call.
Panther brothers, how y'all doing? G Cavassier. Woo! We finally got a win, man. Yo, shout out to all phases of the football team, man. Lord, special teams with the block kick, defense, offense. The only thing that pissed me off is they let that rookie get 100 receiving yards. That was some damn bullshit. But besides that, man, hey, man, we played a fucking good game. The offensive line was holding up, man. We could barely get back there, man. But we got a sack, and we got 2 interceptions. Derek Brown with a damn interception, man. Put that motherfucker in and put him in as tight end.
Oh, my God.
I'm just glad we won, baby. I'm just glad as hell. Hey, y'all. Jimmy, y'all thoughts on this? Keep motherfucking pounding, baby.
Keep pounding, man. If it sounds good or feels good to hear him happy.
I know. It's nice to hear somebody happy. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Derek Brown look, it's hard. I know when you're a number 1 draft pick that you want them to jump up, so, like be on the stat sheet each and every week.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's been unfortunately targeted by, not because people are wrong in saying he could have been better, but like when you lose over and over and you're in the bad parts of your life, you will just shit on anything and everything you can.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of just been in the line of fire. He's been taking strays. He's been taking direct hits. But Derek Brown played his ass off last week. If you go back and look at the tape last week, like he was, I won't say incredible, but he was playing better than anybody else on that front in many ways, or at least doing what he was supposed to. And you see that today, he catches that interception and you go, all of a sudden, Derek Brown. I want to ask you guys this, and I want the callers. Is Terrace Marshall Jr. going to turn out to be the biggest draft bust in Panthers history? I want to point this out. And when I ask that, I understand if you don't give him the chance, then he doesn't, then we don't know by his own play. But at the same time, if he doesn't ever play and then he gets cut, look, Coney Ealy was a 2nd-round pick by the Carolina Panthers, and he almost won MVP. He almost won MVP of the Super Bowl if we would have won.
Yep.
At least he had a game. And yes, it might be on the coaching staff, but good God, a 2nd-round pick that has played 3 games? 4? I mean, that's incredible. We are getting to the point where we're really starting to wonder about Terrace Marshall Jr. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
What a game. What a game. This is DJ and Raleigh. Baker was bad today. He was bad. But the defense
terrible
up big time. Frankie Louvu was a madman. JC, Gary Brown, all of them guys. Love the defensive effort. We still got to get this offense on track. But we needed that win.
Badly.
I still want Matt Rule fired. He needs to go, but we needed that win. As always, keep pounding.
Did this change your guys' position about Matt Rule today?
No.
At all?
No.
Not at all. Because where Matt Rule has been failing for the last few years, he still continued to fail, and that is putting together an offense that can do anything. We've had a decent defense, and we've had the defense have great games over the last few years. So, I mean, I was surprised that we did that against New Orleans. I guess, I don't know. I thought maybe New Orleans maybe I rated them better than most people did. I looked at them as a decent team because I've heard a lot of people talk about them possibly.
Well, their
winning the division or
defense
being a
is
playoff
clearly
team, you know?
good. I mean, or actually not clearly good. I wouldn't even say their defense is good. I just felt like we were terrible on offense, but that has been their strength as a defense.
Yeah, and it seems like I didn't see that out of them today.
Right.
You know, but I don't
know. You know, I think today the only thing that changed my opinion about Matt Rule is when he should be fired. You know, not this week.
Right.
This buys him a little more time. Yeah.
I mean, I won't say I'm not rooting against him. I just need this team just has not had it. They just haven't had it, and I think this is KG73s. My boy Kevin said this is that CMC 2 catches for 7 yards.
Yep.
Last year, everybody's telling us we should turn him, or the last 2 years, we should turn him into a slot receiver. Now we can't even get him the damn ball. Let's go to the next call.
What's good, C3 family? This is Slim Jim calling from the West Coast, the best coast. Yo, just calling after the game, man. Just wanted to ask you a quick question. So, first of all, very happy with the win. I'll take that. Must-win game. Matt Rule did enough to save his job, and I saw a stat that he was 9-0 when he kept teams under 16 points, and that's kind of funny how that just happened today.
Right.
But anyways, I'll take that win. I ain't gonna be mad about the win. I'll take that. But you know, one thing I want to talk about is how trash our offense has looked. In 3 games, man, we look like absolute shit. Is it about that time to go ahead and start looking for Sam Darnold to get off the bench? I don't know if I can stand another game with Baker Mayfield throwing less than 50% on his passing, man. It's kind of pathetic. He's missing too many fucking wide open receivers, just easy plays. He's just not, I don't know what's going on. But that boy Baker looks scared to sell out there, man. But I think it might be time for Sam Darnold if you ask me, man. But you know, right now I'm optimistic about our defense. They look improved the past couple of weeks, so I can't even hate on that. I think Phil Snow has done his part on answering what they need to be doing. But offense has to get it going, fellas. Let me know what y'all think, man. I think our defense looks promising. Offense needs to do something. It's a time for Sam Darnold. Let me know. Peace.
I like the call. Again, we need to get Christian McCaffrey involved more. And the question at this point is it Baker Mayfield or coaching or both? Look, we are asking that Sam Darnold is on IR through week 4.
Yep.
So he can't come back next week. But I really think if we have next week a similar performance that we had today and last week, not only is that a legitimate question, I think it might be beyond realistic. And this is from a guy that I thought myself thinks that we needed to move. Like, I thought Baker's going to give us the oomph, and he just hasn't had it. The number's 252-228-5098.
Hey guys, Kyle from VA. Man, it feels good to finally win a game, but looking at our offense does not give me hopes for much of anything else this year. Like our defensive line and linebackers played way better today, but our DB, I don't know, it's still kind of Swiss cheese back there. And CJ Henderson, man, he just ain't it on the deep ball coverage. He's not it. I think it's time we just come to that realization and figure something out. Laviska Shenault looks like he's going to be what Curtis Samuel was supposed to be. He's dynamic. I love the dude. He just gets up and he's talking shit to the Saints player. He's already a favorite in my book just for that. Like, he could have done nothing. Just shit talking to the Saints would have got him there. Baker looks like shit, dude. That's like one of the worst quarterback performances I've ever watched in my life. Like, if we weren't running the ball, like, Baker was throwing nothing. Like, he was hitting nothing at all, dude. That's kind of scary, actually, as bad as he looked. That was terrible.
Concerning.
And then, 67-yard pass where he really only threw it fucking 3 yards across. I'm not taking it from him, but without that play, Baker looks it's even worse.
Right.
Jameis was out here, broke back, fucked up ankle, and still almost threw for 400 yards. And Baker can barely. I don't even think he hit 200 actually. That's just ridiculous, man. He's so inaccurate today. I'm not gonna say today, but today was horrible.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mixed bag on the one of the things I remember last year
We're glad we won a game. Kind of wanted.
He came back. He fell asleep for a second.
Maybe Matt will get fired, but apparently,
sorry, he getting cut off for that. He went to sleep. He took a nap for a second.
So my thought here is, I remember last year one of our biggest complaints was when we would be good on the offense, our defense shit the bed, right? And they could never put together a game as a unit. Like, we would never have a good game as a defense and a good game as an offense. We either won the game because our offense was doing well that game and our defense shit the bed, or our defense shit the bed and our offense did good. There was never a complete win, except for maybe one time, and that might have been the Cardinals game. I can't remember. But
sorry.
Yeah, but I mean I think that's across the board. I think we've seen this has been a consistent thing under the Matt Rule era, where we will not have complimentary football. It's just not something we've seen. I just don't understand. I'm just not seeing
why we are so bad. How about
not
that?
even just that. I know why we're so bad. It's because our coaching has been horrendous as of late. And we continue to make these choices. The reason I don't want to go back to Sam Darnold is you're just asking for all of these growing pains again and again, right? This is if there is any progress to be made, right? These two guys, no one is better than the other, right? Sam Darnold at this point in time, there's not an argument that you can say that makes me think Sam Darnold is better than Baker Mayfield. But right now, Baker Mayfield doesn't have an argument that says the opposite either, right? So they're equally as bad, in my opinion, based on what I've seen for the first 3 games, 3 games from Baker. And so right now, we just need to move forward, continue down the path. If we're bad, then we're bad, and we're going to lose games, and we're going to have higher draft picks, and we're going to have an opportunity for a guy to come in here and do something better next year. The good news, guys, if there's any good news to be had here, we're not obligated to a quarterback for $18 million next year.
It's true. First time in a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, long
time. We got no obligation.
You know what's funny? A pattern I see through, a line I see through all these calls and the everybody on the panel tonight is this is the first show where almost everybody's basically agreeing with everything. We're all in agreement that we won the game and we're happy. We don't feel like we should have won the game. Baker's not the guy. Defense, everybody feels the same. It's crazy. Everybody's on the same page, and I haven't seen that in a long time with calls and everybody on the panel. It's weird.
Yeah, usually we're fighting and fight. Well, no, I've been the outcast, and
there were a few things,
calling out on the defense.
But all in all, You know,
I want to give a big shout out to Avery Stewart for the $1.99 super chat. You can support the show monetarily like that. You can find a way to donate in the scroll bar with Cash App and stuff like that. But the way you really can be a part of the show is calling in at 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. And being a participant in the chat, letting us know what you think about this team. Does Baker got to go? Is it time? Was this the Phil Snow show today? How good is this defense? Are you just happy that you got to win? What would our numbers be like? What would this show have looked like if we would have lost is another question I'm very curious about. I'm very interested in when is it time to move on from Baker? And I don't like, the one thing I don't like when we get into these conversations about Baker, and you said this, Greg, is like, we know he's not the guy. That's a Cody Lashley type line. Well, he's not a franchise quarterback. I just want to know if he's the guy for next week at this point.
Right.
You know, not if he's the guy for an extension. Is he the guy that can help us get a win? And right now, he is not. The only thing he hasn't done has been a turnover machine. Let's go to the next call. Tell me if this is the last call because I'm doing a new setup and it's hard to keep up with them. Well, it's not hard, but I'm
I got
drunk.
Rich.
Nope, this is new.
God for that. I'm kind of past the fire room thing. I mean, we all know he's great. But I'd love it. Win. To beat the Saints. Does anyone know anything more than we have, James? No, some good things. Obviously, Chanel, he's a big old boy, isn't he? That could be really interesting going forward. I'm a bit underwhelmed by Robbie so far this year. And I don't know what's going on with DJ Moore. I wonder, Cody, you might pick up on this, whether DJ Moore's lack of crisp route running, it was something that we used to pick up on 2 or 3 years ago, when there was the debate over him versus Curtis Samuel as our number one.
Or even Calvin Ridley coming out of college.
He rolls. And I wonder whether that causes a problem for Baker because he doesn't put his foot in the ground and turn. I don't know. I'm just wondering because obviously, and I've got him in my fantasy team, so what's going on with D?
Me too.
Look, thanks, Rich from Kingston. How about this? Is Rich from Kingston's from across the pond, folks. That mug not only called in, but he paid to call in. Not paid us, but paid international fees to call. Remember, if you're international, folks, first, you can call in like Rich did, or you can email at carolinacatchronicles@gmail.com. And if you message me in the chat, like while we're on, I will check the Gmail and play it, and you don't have to pay the international call fee. Guys, DJ Moore, just because I responded to a text, your thoughts on Gmail? Well, here, you know what? Nope. I got the calls back up. Let's go to the next one.
Well, okay.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Want to say I love the show. Keep doing what y'all doing. First off, the defense, they were average. I think the reason why they look so much greater is because we were doing things that we haven't been doing the last 2 games and last year, which was getting takeaways and getting some significant pressure, even though we weren't getting home on Winston like we should have. As far as Baker, he didn't seem comfortable. I don't know if it's the Saints defense. I have no clue what to say with Baker. Never been a Baker fan, but going forward, he will have to do better. And oh my God, thank God of the heavens for Laviska Shenault. I don't know why we didn't play him the last 2 games. Maybe he had to understand the playbook.
No.
But hey, shout out to Shenault. Shenault doing the thing today on Sunday. Number 15 is my number. And ugly, pretty, not dominant. A win is a win. We got to clamp better down on defense in them last final minutes. But overall, after taking what we've been taking for the last 9 games, today is a great day in Panther Nation. I salute you, C3 Panther Podcast. Let's try to take this momentum to the next week. Keep pounding, baby. I'm out.
Great call. Great call. He's right. I feel like the defense was mid, but they did things that they haven't done, which is take away the ball. We got ahead. The real question to me is Laviska Chenault. Is you go and trade for this guy and then you don't make him? It felt like they had a vision for him, right? Like if you go and make that trade and it's aggressively and like when we just showed up here playing, you know what I'm saying? And then you don't play him. The inactives, the actives have been curious to me. And I want the chat to help me on this. Did we see who was the, not Big Snack, who was the defensive tackle that got called up today from the practice squad that was controversial?
Davion Nixon.
Davion Nixon. Did he play and did he do anything?
Yeah, he got a tackle for a loss.
Good for him. And I also want to put this comment out, and I lost it because my producer left, and I was thinking about this, is my boy Kevin, KG73s, who has been very generous, not only as a super fan, which you can join to be a super fan, but donated those tickets and been great with his time and energy and input into the show. He said, you know, this offensive line, and I've missed the comment, I can't find it, but he was talking about how this offensive line hasn't been bad. And I'm ready. I'm gonna tell you this, is I agree. Is that you can tell me that Icky's had some struggles, this and that, but I have seen, and I don't know if bad hasn't been bad. I don't know, whatever your, I guess, whatever the line is for you to say bad or not bad. But I will promise you this, I've seen a lot worse Carolina Panthers offensive lines than this one.
True.
I'm not sitting there going, oh, offensive line. I'm giving 0 passes to Baker Mayfield, bro, for this offensive line. And I gave a pass to every quarterback, Teddy, Sam, Cam, Blam, Jam. Anyway.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, I mean, again, the only thing I say is this is a failure across the board. Like I don't put more of this on Baker Mayfield. He did bad. Again, I don't think Baker Mayfield is a horrible quarterback, and I don't think that he was the reason that we would have lost today if we lost, right? I think that we have a failure across the board on our offense, and we need to fix it. And it starts at the coaching. This offense is not
We're starting
effective.
to ask if McAdoo is and for someone who was very optimistic about McAdoo bringing some fresh blood into here, experienced play calling, he's been. It's not individual play calling. It's not like this call, that call. We could nitpick on any call. It's just been not playing to your strengths. Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore. Right. That should be the fucking offense.
Agreed. Yeah.
Next call.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Want to say I love the show.
All right, next call. Oh.
Hey guys, how's it going? Appreciate y'all for doing this as always. Can't even talk. So I got a question for y'all. I think that Baker Mayfield is a really good quarterback.
Oh my God.
Obviously won Heisman in college, set the record for touchdown passes as a rookie. A couple other good things he's done, but he does not look it so far this year. Even in this win, he managed to complete less than 50% of his passes. So my question for you guys is, am I wrong? Is Baker just not a good quarterback, or is this something that's going on with Matt Rule? How are we gonna see this kid become what I think he can be, instead of what appears to be, something that's kind of holding us back, if I'm being honest with you. Which I hate to say because I am a big fan of his, but nonetheless, interested in hearing your guys' thoughts. What could be done to improve Baker Mayfield as our starting quarterback?
Look, this call coincides. This call coincides with this Panther Gal 73's message. We need school, Tony. Why is Baker so bad? And I think the caller brings up some points. Is like he is a good quarterback. He's an accomplished quarterback. He's won a Heisman. He's fought. He's done all of these different things. But what I don't think we've done is put him in an advantageous position. What we have done is we brought in a guy outside of controversy, right? Like from a controversial position where he was the Browns and him. You had this fan base that's going to do what any quarterback who doesn't win all the time is going to do. They're going to say, oh, it's him. We got a great roster. Then you had the organization shed him, and then they went on to Deshaun Watson. So he's just this cloud of controversy surrounding Baker Mayfield to where no one would trade for him. And the Panthers at the last moment trade for him, or at least in the 11th hour, it feels like. But what I feel like we're doing to him is saying, come be our savior. And we didn't need to do that to him. We should have put him in a position to just play ball a little bit and not say, almost like what Matt Rule was saying last year about Sam Darnold. Do you remember Sam Darnold comes in and he goes, we don't need him to be a leader. We just need him to come in and play quarterback. They have, from the offensive scheme, from the get-go, said it's the Bake Show.
Right.
And it need not be that. And I think we need to do more play like, look, we're getting 3 yards a carry. We should almost just be a run, 3rd and 3, and let's see how it goes every time. But we're not doing that. So while I want to shit on Baker, I just also feel like, again, it is it's the Bake Show now. And I don't know if that's advantageous for him or anyone that's coming into a new place with the shroud of pressure. He's in a pressure cooker, just like Sam Darnold was in a pressure cooker. You know, can we hit the release valve on the pressure cooker and let some pressure out?
Yeah, he came into a bad situation.
Yeah, it's a terrible fucking team, terrible offense. Right now, he sucks. Baker sucks. Burnt bottom. That's what I got. Let's go to the next call.
Tony Dunn, this is Matt MJF, and I want to say thank you for sending me the towel for being one of the picked callers last week. So that towel is in my golf bag, so thank you very much. Also today, I want to say that the unsung hero of today's win is offense coordinator Ben McAdoo, because he figured out that Baker Mayfield was sucking. So he changed up the game calling plan, and he was calling more short passes, crossing routes, giving the ball to Christian McCaffrey more. And he got that number 15, the ball. He got that guy the ball, so that secret weapon came alive for the Panthers today. So, gentlemen, keep up the good work. Bye-bye.
Well, you're welcome for the towel, but I don't know if I agree entirely with McAdoo, except for maybe I think McAdoo at times realizes that he wants to call a pass and then he hands it off to Christian. Like he's like, I want to. I don't know. Christian's got to be a bigger part. And I know we spent 2 years, not me, saying we need to give him less touches than this. Fuck it. I'm about I feel like he's a rental car at this point. Like, have you ever gone and rented a car from a rental place? I fucking dogged the shit out of it. I don't care about them brakes. I don't care about no gas mileage. I don't care about the wear and tear. Let's just get the most out of this $64 million contract or whatever it is. Shout out to Ross Gould for a $2 super chat. Thank you so much for your support. 89 J Stubbs at the game. He said, if Cam played these past 2 games and had these stats, they would say he needs to retire. He's washed. Let's be honest. Not saying he can't improve.
Sure.
$4.99 love bomb. Thank you, 89 J Stubbs. Great pick, by the way, and tweet from the game. I saw that, and you're right. That we would be saying Cam is washed. Everybody would be saying Cam is washed. And under 200 yards passing to me as a quarterback in the NFL. I don't care if you win or lose, is still shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can I bring something to the table real quick?
Please.
If just think about that with those stats, and we've still almost won the first 2 games. Like,
I know.
Like, we could easily be 3-0. Like, it could easily be the difference between, like, it is 1 or 2 plays for sure, but those 1 or 2 plays could be the quarterback making those decisions or making better choices or not fumbling or having better play calling. There's a lot of things that you can go back and look at, right? But at the end of the day, we still almost won those first 2 games. Imagine how much better this team is with an elite quarterback.
Well, if we had won those 3, like we were 3-0, would we be sitting here saying, "Well, I guess it's just how Carolina wins"? You know, we win tough defense and cats.
Yes.
What is it? Cardiac cats.
We
Like,
did
that's
that.
how
We
do
did
it.
that entirely with Ron Rivera's his 10-game winning streak that he had in his 3rd year. That was the exact narrative. We won we were losing by 1 score possession games every single game, just like we have here under the Matt Rule era. We were winning when we did start winning. We weren't blowing people out of the water, right? At the end of the day, like there's a lot of parallels outside of having the guy at quarterback that you can draw to Ron Rivera's first 2 or 3 years as a head coach. We were all saying the same. This is a failure on the coaching staff. We can't do X, Y, or Z. We can't, we're barely scoring 10 points a game. Like it was a bad time to be a Panthers fan in the first 2 years of Ron Rivera's tenure. And it started that way again in the 3rd year of Ron Rivera's tenure. And then it flipped. The difference this year is we don't have that guy at quarterback. At least apparently it doesn't look to be, right? And so that's a big part of it. And that doesn't give Matt Rule a pass, in my opinion, at this point in time. I think if anything, it gives it a bigger nail in the coffin because he's had an opportunity to find the guy.
The only thing I want to give pause, actually, before I give pause, because I'm going to push back a hair on that, CK. Charles T is giving us 2 donations. Also looks like across the pond because that E looks to me like a euro. Your line is not bad, he says. Baker took a lot of sacks in Cleveland, and Cleveland line is top 5 NFL. Everything you guys are saying about your coaches and wide receiver is what Cleveland fans were saying last year, the Baker effect. And this is where I kind of push back on you, CK, on that. Like we could have been. You remember when Ron Rivera said all games come down to 3 explosive plays? Like
Every coach says that.
Yeah, but it's 3 explosive plays. I don't know if the first 2 losses against the Panthers came from some explosive play.
They did.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like it was a death from 1,000 cuts.
No. If you take 1 or 2, this is what he's talking about.
I know what he's talking about, but what I'm saying is, what were those plays? I felt like they just
game 1. It was
the first game. It was the penalty, the errant interception that Baker Mayfield threw.
That interception didn't turn into points. I don't even think.
No, but it killed a drive.
Yeah, it killed a drive, and we were starting to push down the field a little bit. But nonetheless, you take that. That's number 1, right? That's the first game. The second game is the turnovers that we had between Chuba Hubbard and Robbie Anderson. Those were big time. Even though,
again, first Chuba Hubbard play only turned into 3 points. How
many points did we lose by, Tony?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
I don't call that an explosive play, though.
It is. It's a turnover. A turnover is an explosive play.
Okay.
Right? Wouldn't you agree with that?
I agree. I was just thinking, did they beat us on a coverage for a long run, or you know what I'm saying? I just
the Henderson pass interference in the end zone on a 50-yard heave into the end zone that wouldn't have been a catch. That quite honestly would have been an interception by Xavier Woods. That's one of those plays that if Henderson doesn't grab him and get a pass interference in the end zone, that drive stalls right there. We win that game because we take away a touchdown that they got a matter of 5 minutes later, right?
If our offense would be any way competent at all, none of that matters. The fact is we turned the ball over twice and they only scored 6 points. We should have been down 20-30 in that last week.
But that's my point. That's what I said, is we're an elite quarterback away from dominating other teams, right? An elite quarter. I would like to think that no matter what the offensive coordinator is calling, you get a guy like Aaron Rodgers in that backfield, you're still getting the ball to the right people that you need to. If you don't trust the coverage, if you don't trust the play call, guess what? You can go up there and change the play call at the line. I don't know that we're seeing that right now.
Rasul Douglas with a big tackle. The Green Bay Packers are up 14-3 against Tampa. Go Pack today because we're rooting against the Bucks. Let's go to the next call.
And they look bad. They look. I mean, the Pack looks good, but the Bucks
What
look
up,
bad.
C3? 89J Stubbs here. Leaving the game, heading back home, and gonna throw some crab legs in the pan, and I'm being dead serious. I'm gonna eat them. The game was great. Defense was great. Our kicker was pretty clutch. The punter that everybody hated on, he just kept giving us field position. Been doing it all year except for week 1. This whole notion that receivers aren't getting open is just not true. My dad was saying that. Robbie was running down the 6-7 yard separation, running to the end zone, but Baker, he's so little back there, he can't see shit. We need to give DJ some of them Chenault plays where he gets the ball with the blockers in front of him. But Baker's is not it, man. Baker sucks, and people like Greg want to keep making excuses for him. I'm done making excuses, and that dude is fun, straight up asshole juice. But anyway, we got the W. Keep pounding. Up next, Arizona. Later.
Great call, Jay Stubbs. I don't think we're making excuses for him. I'm with Greg on this. Greg is usually the pessimist of the show too, like where he is like, you got to prove it to me. He's from the show me state. I'll show it to you if you want. No, I'm just the point being is that I was very glass half full about Baker, and he has been ass juice.
Yeah. I'm not defending him anymore either. It's. I was wrong. Like I said, I'll just say it. I was wrong about that.
Next call.
What's up, fellas? This is Zach from Kernersville. I ain't called in a fucking minute, but I was
welcome
at the game
back,
today,
Zach.
and fuck it, we won. I still hope that Matt Rule fucking gets fired. Also, I'm drunk as fuck, but hell yeah, we fucking won a game. I don't give a fuck that we're 1-2. We still fucking won. That's all that fucking matters. Let's go Panthers.
Yeah, Zach from Kernersville, man. That's my hometown. I actually work in Kernersville right now. So there you
Get
go.
it, bro. Get
Crazy
it.
stuff.
Get drunk.
Small
Get
world.
happy, man. This is your night. The first time you've been drunk and happy instead of drunk and depressed. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, you want to know why our wide receivers can't get open and why our wide receivers don't seem to be running good routes? Let me explain it to you. Our wide receivers coach is Joe Daly. He comes to Carolina with 14 years of experience at the college level. Boston College. Now, let's be clear. These weren't leading wide receivers. They were assistant wide receivers coach. They weren't even the top wide receivers coach. They were the assistant to the wide receivers coach. He has Boston College in New Mexico, Liberty, Bethel and Cookman, Kansas City, and Buffalo, and he played at Nebraska and North Carolina. That's it. That's the extent. Oh, by the way, he did work exclusively with Zay Flowers, trainer once. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but that's just the fact. He hasn't really done anything of. That's all he's ever done. And he came here to be a wide receivers coach. So if you're talking about shitty hires, Matt Rule should be fired just for that. But it was a great win, by the way. But I think it was a win because the Saints were hurt more than we were good. Kind of like when we beat them last year. So, but y'all catch you later, and I'll fancy pickle. I'll catch you on later.
Look, we're ready to take anything we can get with this win. But if you think the Saints played a good game today, then that is not true.
No.
Did they play the game that maybe they usually could play? Like we had Alan Oler come on the beat check, and he's like, "We're a playoff team. We're super." I was looking at him. I couldn't say it to his face because we stunk. I was like, "Serious, Jameis gonna take you?" Blah blah blah. They didn't have a good game today. They did not have a good game today. But we will take our win no matter however we can. Two comments I want to highlight. Number one, Charles T, again, from across the pond. He knows what's up. He knows how to support a podcast. Hits us with €5, which is probably $6 in American money. And after YouTube gets their cut, $3 for us. You guys sound just like Cleveland during Baker's time there. Fact is, everything has to be perfect for Baker to be good to average. And right now, I wonder if he can even be good to average even when it's perfect at that point. He really just has been stinky, period. And it's been play calling. It's been some different things, but there is nothing that he has done right now. Like, we are fighting for him without a cause. We are fighting for a king without a crown. And the other one I wanted to put up this. Actually, Greg, you had something to say. Go ahead and jump in before I hit this coming up.
Honestly, I'd forgotten what I was going to say before.
Okay.
You got
all right, good. Let's go to the next comment, which is CMC had 27 touches today. How much more are you trying to play him, Tony? Because, all right, this is a cool question. I think this is a good comment. Is like, because I said the game plan doesn't funnel through CMC enough. But to put some of this in the context, I think that because you're up so much early in this game, of course, it's going to, funnel to the run game. So he had 25 attempts in this game. But if this game was closer, do you think he would really have 25 attempts? And then the other thing is incredible to me is why did we even sign Dante Foreman? He didn't even have a carry. Like, what is, like, if you get late in this game and you're up by that much, why are you pounding CMC up the middle? I want him to be a part of the offense and the game plan, but not the battering ram, I guess.
Right, at the end of the game. I know that you wanted to get him over 100. I almost felt like that was their entire goal, is to get him over 100 yards. Because I felt like that was the time you put Chuba Hubbard in, or even Foreman in. Like, I mean,
where the hell is this guy at?
Lost in the offense for whatever reason. Hell, put Chenault in. Apparently, he's good running back. Right? I mean, like, he could double as that he's Deebo Samuel 2.0, right? As people were trying to claim him to be. We'll see next week if he continues to show out and be explosive. But yeah, at this point in time, I'm not sure again, this is a part of the coaching failures I feel like we have out there. Good luck pulling, Christian out of there. But I just, I don't know. Maybe the part of it is their thoughts are we've lost too many games by letting the other team come back when we've had the lead within the final, we've already lost. We lost 2 games there.
Right. This is so important. Right. I don't give a fuck.
So maybe their thought is like, we need to get a first down here. We can't just put somebody in here who's just going to get, a 1-yard gain. And Christian, did get us a first down, or came close to a first down. And maybe there was a potential there. I could see that argument slightly, but at some point you just got to say, all right, let's get him out of there. This will be the first, if he's healthy after this week. I saw this on this little stat. This will be the first time that we'll have a healthy Christian McCaffrey in week 4 since 2019.
Oh, that's a good stat. Speaking of stats and Stat Daddy, can you look and see how many likes we have for this show? 268. Let me know after this call. We got 2 minutes and 53 seconds for you to figure it out.
Hey, what's good, fellas? Corey calling in. Know we get one call, so I'm going to make this. You know what I'm saying? I got my notes. I'm ready. I got all my basically it takes for the game. I'm just going to read them off here. But first things first, it feels good to win. I'm not going to lie. Shit was not the prettiest game, and I don't think we're going to have any pretty games from this team where we just look like we can, put everything together at once. But, it's always good to beat the Saints, dominate the Saints, at least on one side of the ball. Yeah, man, Jameis Winston against the Panthers, like, never bet on it. If Jameis Winston came out and beat us today, that would, like, really, really, like, now we ain't got shit to stand on at that point. Like, he's never played well against us, even when he was in Tampa Bay. Shout out to Derek Brown. My man is getting better each and every week. It's looking like he's playing the hell. And that interception, man, if anybody, like, y'all remember the play before, he almost did the exact same play. He almost caught it one-handed off a tip pass, and then the very next play, Jason Horn came in. He was able to make the catch. Man's 300 pounds diving for the football. Shout out to him, man. Frankie Louvu, playmaking. I'm starting my Frankie Louvu Pro Bowl campaign right now today. So, defense looked good. And it wasn't just, Jameis being Jameis and being a group, like we were like legit making plays, like flying around, being fast, like what we can potentially be with this defense, right? Like the pros of the defense. Like we looked like we knew what we were doing. Yeah, dude, Baker's garbage. Baker is fucking terrible. And I'm gonna call you out on this one, Tony, because you always push back on, oh, Cleveland had this and this, and they were like, you always kind of push back on it, like you were kind of downplaying Cleveland's role and hype. Cleveland made this man. They were hiding this motherfucker to the point where, like, he had 2 seasons out of his 4 seasons where people were legit, you know what I'm saying that he could be a guy and that it's not his fault. He's not holding them back. Yo, he wasn't getting pressure today. He wasn't running for his life or like, he sucks. He's ass. Rashard Higgins played today, didn't get no catches. I don't know if he got any targets. Like, that's supposed to be his guy. DJ Moore, 1 catch for 2 yards on 6 targets.
It's incredible.
Like, bro, if DJ
incredible.
Moore gets 1,000 yards this year, he's
Impossible.
He's a top 6 or like
of
he's
all
elite.
time.
Okay,
Yeah.
because this motherfucker's gonna kill DJ Stats just like he did Odell. I'm gonna run out of time, man, but that's all I got to say, man. Fire Matt Rule, go Panthers, keep pounding. Baker sucks. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good call. Summed it up. Like,
Man, good stuff. Let's go to the next one. Let me find the play button.
Damn. What up, boys? This your boy Mike, a.k.a. Supreme Leader.
Supreme Leader.
First off, please, y'all, stop shitting on the defense. Okay? It's
Sorry,
you
that's my
take away
fault.
the
My bad.
defensive touchdown and all the field goals and everything else, and we lose this game 14-7, straight up. I know it wasn't great, but it was what we needed with, Baker Mayfield getting banged on the bottom like, God damn.
We reversed roles, didn't we, Supreme Leader?
I really attribute that to that fucking stupid-ass popularity contest that Matt Rule decided to have in training camp in the preseason. Look at last year. Sam Darnold started off 3-0, and we were all on this dude's back like he was the greatest thing. And now look at Baker. No reps. Yeah, he looks like shit. And he's playing like shit. I'm not going to say it's not all like he has no fault, but yeah, no reps is showing, and it goes back to coaching. I'm still shitting on the coaching staff, even though we won. Shit feels good, but it's God, man. And shout out to my boy Lavicious. My goddamn boy, Lavicious Chenault. Who's the baddest? Chenault. What my name is? Chenault. Damn. That dude, he gave us the spark we needed. And let's not forget special teams. Me, myself, personally, I'm a dude who likes unsung heroes. And Johnny Hecker and Eddie pin it through the uprights, Pinero. They are definitely the unsung heroes of this game. Shout out to the special teams too as well. Shout out to C3. Shout out to all the C3 family. Shout out to all the Panther fans everywhere, man. Let's enjoy this and let's get ready for who? Arizona, I think.
Arizona.
Week 4, right? Yeah.
Winnable
Keep
game.
it moving, boys. Panther pride till I motherfucking die. Let's go. Keep motherfucking pounding.
Yes, finally we got some energy that is positive rather than negativity. It took one thing, one letter to make it happen, and that is a smash the thumbs up button. Call in at 252-228-5098. Next call.
Hey, so today, I think this win really showed us how
we can fall asleep on the phone. Next call.
Let's talk about Baker Mayfield's inability to hit an open receiver today. And also, let's talk about how strong the defense was, getting 2 takeaways, 1 for a touchdown. This team's going to win going forward with the defense, not the offense.
Agreed.
Call me 704-634-25.
Oh, he put his damn. Oh, next call. Don't do that because
I don't think he realized that he was that
yes,
you call
he
in
did.
and
You
play the
can't
recording.
call
Hey,
in. Yes, you can.
This win really showed us how truly bad Baker is as a quarterback and how much he holds this offense accountable to his team. But it also showed showed the good things about his team. And the question I have is the fact that we won, but at what cost? Because at the end of the day, we still have Matt Rule. We still struggle. I feel like if we lost, it'll be a win-win situation, because
I want to talk about this briefly.
Maybe Matt Rule would have been fired, like tomorrow morning, type shit. But that's all I have to say about this.
I want to talk about this briefly. There was such a down sentiment with this team after 2 weeks, right, into the season. And you put it in the context. So you just say it's only 2 weeks into the season. We're 0-2. In any regular season, that doesn't matter. But it's the context of 3 seasons and the Matt Rule era to consider at that point. I don't know. When did you get how do you root against the Panthers to win? And I'm not a gatekeeper fan, so I think it's okay if that's what you think is the right, you're kind of, he's saying this is a win-lose situation. Were you there yet yourself? Let me put it that way. Were you there yourself to where you're sort of disappointed that the Panthers won?
I'd say, yeah. I think that last week when I came on here, I was kind of to that point where I don't know. It's different. I wouldn't say disappointed. Unexpected. And I feel like I just changed my mindset into, okay, this season's going to be over, to now we're 1-2 with possible winnable games up next to the defense plays like this. So it's well, do I need to change my mindset again, as maybe we're going to be a 7-win team and we're going to be in the same position? So like I said, it's hard to say disappointed. I would say more unexpected. I'd already given up on us winning any more games. I was okay with that. I accepted that.
I would say I'm not of that mind. I am of the mind of it is way too early for me to want to be tanking, right? If we had lost this game,
if we would have lost this game, CK, how would you have felt though?
I would have been ready for this to be over. I would have been, let's stop the bleeding.
This would have been bad,
right? The reason that I'm saying that is because I feel like what we've seen is a lot of the issues we've seen potentially could be fixable, right? And so the hope is what we've seen our defense every week get better and better, right? Each week they were horrible the first week, they got better last week, and then they were lights out today, right?
Okay,
it's
generous,
hard,
but all right.
It's not generous when you have 3 turnovers and you completely, if you want to utilize the fact that they were able to drive down in garbage time and get a touchdown there, sure, let's go ahead and do that. But also keep in mind, those are 50-50 balls that Jameis Winston just threw up, and they weren't in stride. It wasn't like he was finding this guy on this incredible route, just wide open. That last one, Jeremy Chin had a bad angle. And that's where Cody was talking about Jeremy Chin didn't play well, right? He let that one deep 48 yard bomb that should have easily been a pass breakup if Jeremy Chin didn't get a little bit too in front of himself, right? So our defense continues to play better and better every week. And if that continues, great. That's kind of what you want. You don't want them to peak early. That's what a lot of people say. That's what the fear is with the Bills team, is that they peaked too early. And that argument can be made after you see what happened today. The other side to that is our offense hasn't had that same progression upwards, but the hope is that as they start to get more comfortable and these relationships start building and these guys practice together. They understand their timing. They understand what Baker
Dude, if the
wants.
offense
Baker
could
understands
just
what the
be
wide receiver wants.
mediocre, man, we
Yeah,
could have won all of these games.
that's what I'm saying. Like if we were honestly, here's my honest opinion. We were one competition of quarterbacks away from us winning those first 2 games. And what I mean by that is if that competition didn't happen and you traded for Baker with him being the starter from the get-go, then I think that a lot of the relationships built up, and I think you had a better chance at winning those games. As we continue to progress, the hope is that our offense can fix some of these problems, but it's prove it season now.
Just a quick peek around the league. Wild week in the NFL, like all weeks are in the NFL. Jacksonville is up 23-10 on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Rams are up 13-6. That's expected there. Let me make sure I got it. Yeah. Seattle and Atlanta tied 2020. Tampa Bay getting shellacked 14-3. And I think those are the 4 o'clock games that we need to talk about. Next call, the number is 252-228-5098.
What's up, C3? Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Oh, man. Welcome
Lance
to the show.
Kubiak here.
Lance
Cody,
Kubiak.
did you
I
forget
know
Tim
that
was
name.
the one that caused the tip ball that turned into the Derek Brown interception? Just wondering. Tim played great today, I thought. Shenault
that was JC Horn.
Spark, and it made you wonder why he hasn't been activated yet. I still don't know what's up with Baker. I haven't liked him like Cody the whole time. But I think a little bit of it's on the receivers and the play calling because I wasn't seeing a lot of receivers getting open either. Still want Rule gone. I don't think the OC hire was a good one. We still have a long way to go. I'm kind of hoping this game doesn't save Rule, but we'll see how the rest.
Ooh, sorry. I don't think it's enough to save Rule except for just through next week, right? You run off 3 losses afterwards, you still could be in the replace scenario. My answer to the question is, do I wish we would have lost today? And the answer is no. Is that, yeah, I think I know where I would have been at if we had lost today. You know, I know where I would have resided. It would have been really hard for me to see any optimism. I don't want us to be, I don't even think we're a 5-win team at this point. I'm not ready to be there yet, folks. I mean, I'm sorry. Y'all, I told y'all this defense, I think it's mid. Y'all think it's great. This offense is trash.
Yeah.
So I'm just really excited that we're taking W calls here. We're having people that are happy. And I'm excited that next week actually is an opportunity for us. And I want them to listen to me right now and prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that we can't get to 7 games. I think if we get to 8 games, and if this is an 8-win team, it's fucking miraculous.
Yeah.
Miraculous. Because I promise you, this defense ain't good enough to get you to 8 wins by themselves. So there's going to have to be some shit that changes. Next call.
What's going on, C3 family? This is D from Stanford, North Carolina. Love the broadcast.
Thank you, brother.
Well, if it comes to the point, if we want to bring Sam in or what week or whatever, I honestly think if anything is going to move, it'll be week 7, maybe week 8. And the only reason why I say that is if Baker is throwing under 50%, and we're still taking L's and the ball is not moving, I have this thought that Matt Rule will be fired at that point, and whoever the interim is going to try to shake it up and spice it up. So I'm giving week 7, week 8. As far as can Sam make a difference, I really don't know. At this point, we about be as good as putting PJ in. I mean, at least PJ really don't have losses as
I'm
a
tired
starter.
of PJ shit.
But at the end of the day, if it's Baker, if it's Sam, or if it's PJ, you've got to make the right play calls for their strengths for it to work for us in any form or fashion. If we're just calling plays because Baker's comfortable with trying to push it down the field, no, sir. If Baker needs to get that ball out his hand a little bit quicker, some of that pressure that came was not an offensive line fault, and it wasn't even a coverage issue. It was more that Baker was just staring down the receiver, then going to another, Plus, our players are pretty doggone predictable. Half the league has already told us that. But to get back on the original topic, I do feel like if Sam is going to come in a transition of Baker being sat down for subpar play, it'll be around week 7 or week 8 with an interim coach, preferably Steve Wilkes.
Good call. Good call. Good call. Next one.
Yeah, I think PJ Walker would have had a better performance.
God.
I think at least they should at least try something else other than Baker Mayfield's performances. He wasn't throwing the ball where he needed. None of that.
Only had we probably only would have had 3 more interceptions if he was in there.
It was okay.
I mean, you could have been better.
Like, you're not bad, but you're like, yo, bro, that shit was 5.
Not 5.
Okay.
Okay, stop. I'm pressing all the buttons now. I don't know what button is what button. I got a new toy. I want to press these buttons. And man, PJ ain't even okay. I don't want to hear no PJ shit.
He's
no
got
more.
a cannon. That's about it.
Yeah, he does.
I
man,
like
we all
PJ.
root for him
Yeah.
because we want him to come in and be the guy that's gonna like be the next Kurt Warner. You know what I'm saying? That's not supposed to. That's gonna have a movie made about him. But bro,
He's already got a movie made about him.
Kurt. No, I meant Kurt. PJ, not Kurt.
Oh,
Warner.
gotcha,
I know
gotcha.
that. Next call.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good day. Hope you enjoyed the game, kind of. Hope you're having a good Sunday, but defense playing a lot better. They've been one of the highlights this season, except the first game. But defense played really well. We ran the ball really well. Offensive line blocks better, but oh my gosh, Baker's horrible. I think we got the 31st and the 32nd best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Again.
Oh, it's bad. So, I mean, I like that we got the win, but I kind of want us to lose because Baker isn't the answer. Sam isn't the answer for next season. And I kind of want C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young.
Stroud.
I mean, we have a great team,
Don't
great
let
players,
Cody hear this.
horrible coach, but we can get a new coach, new quarterback. I think we could be a really good team next year. What do you guys think?
Greg, Cody doesn't like CJ Stroud.
I am not a college quarterback guy. I don't usually watch college games, but the game was on last night, and I was just watching a little bit of CJ Stroud because I've heard things about him. And I just know the first quarter that I watched, he was throwing darts the whole game. And I was like, wow, okay, I could deal with this guy right here. I don't know much about him, but in that game yesterday, he was really playing well. I wouldn't mind him being my quarterback.
We need to all shame Cody. Like, we need Cody to
Wake Forest
defeat
almost beat
our
Clemson
shame.
yesterday.
We need them to. How is he going to say that? He says it's complicated. That's what I said. How you not like this dude?
Yeah, I don't get.
He said it's complicated. I was like, every time I turn on the television, he's leading a comeback. He's doing everything fucking right.
It sounds like Cody has gotten like a text message from him, and like it was like, I just want to be friends or something. Like, it's just,
I know.
How would it be complicated? Is it that he plays for a rival of Clemson?
He says, well, one thing I think I caught him at, like, we haven't had the direct conversation, so I don't know. Like, I don't want to put words into his mouth.
Oh, is that Bryce? Why Big Jordan says he doesn't like Bryce Young?
Which one is the one from Alabama?
I have no idea. I don't watch college football. I'll be honest with you.
He don't like the one from Alabama, I don't think.
Bryce Young, I think, is the one from Alabama.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're talking different conversations then. Next call.
Yo, PJ Walker should have been put in.
Oh my
PJ
God.
Walker would have been better. As a Panther fan, I done seen him perform better. And that needs to be known.
All right. Next. All right. No way. I'm done on the PJ Walker joint.
Yeah. That's
Hey guys, Chuck from Elizabeth City,
Yeah, what's
aka
up, Chuck?
Carolina sports guy. It's a wonderful day when you win. And I know a lot of people are going to say our offense is stalled and Baker didn't look good, but CMC sure did. Shi Smith made some nice plays. Chenault, be playing him. He looked good. And, you know, for the most part, guys, defense played good, even though they did give Winston something. I knew Winston was going to turn the ball over some.
Right.
But as much as those two losses hurt, and we know we should have won or we could have won, and the Saints fans are going to cry because they're going to feel like, well, we missed field goals, we had a fumble for a touchdown. And I had a feeling, guys, no turnovers in the first 2 games. We're playing Jameis. We were bound to get one. Who knew it would be a touchdown? But I'm just going to leave y'all this little tidbit. In honor of the New Orleans Saints and the people in New Orleans and their fans, and since we've been on the bottom so long, you know, Clearwater Revival had a song called Born on the Bayou. And I just want to say, born on a boo-hoo. Boo-hoo, Saint motherfuckers. Boo fucking who.
Yo, bro, that shit was fire,
shit was
bro.
smash.
Actually, swear on my life, that shit.
Thank you. Sorry, I just want to keep pushing these buttons. Next call. Fantastic stuff. Chuck, man, we love you guys. First of all, look, 225 still watching. Look, I tell you, our numbers are lower when we win. If we would have lost this game, we would have had 1,000 viewers. So I promise you, folks, I promise you, I beg you, I love you. Subscribe, smash the thumbs up button. And I know I beg you to just do the easiest thing, which is to smash the thumbs up button. Can I ask you to do the next hardest thing, which is to hit share and whatever social media you're on, share to Twitter, share to Facebook, share to Reddit, bro. 10 years doing this. Don't miss a beat. Let's keep going. Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to get on that podcast. Just
Were you here, bro?
Mayfield,
My man.
PJ Walker should have been.
That's a
in
Panther
there.
fan right there. He's drunk and stoned.
I'm not sure if I wait for y'all or if y'all put me on.
I got you, bro. A lot of callers, though. Well, bring it. He's like this.
I think he did. He was saying PJ should have been on instead of Baker.
Oh, all right. Let's see if he says anything else. Rip a bonk hit for us, please. Next call.
Bro, that shit was whack. Go kill yourself.
Oh, I didn't mean to go kill yourself.
Wow.
I thought it was on this one. I was trying to hit that one.
Wrong button.
Oh, man. Oh,
hey, guys. It's Jedi Joy. I wanted to clear up. The last time I called, I had my hazards on. You guys thought I was turning. Y'all asked if I ever turned. I did eventually turn. And it was to get back on the street after I got pulled over.
We were so worried.
I'm going to try not to be too negative today, even though I'm probably going to be negative, probably the most negative out of all the callers. Today it was okay, honestly. It was a win, but it didn't feel good. It felt like, we were the least bad team today on the football field, which, I guess that's all that matters. It's kind of like, you finally got laid, but, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to lead towards a marriage or anything.
Whoa.
Future. Like, hopefully you can get laid again, but, whatever. But, I'm enjoying the show, guys.
That's not even a good metaphor. You can't say...
So far rule. Don't let them beat. Have a good one.
First, I got to say this. If your comparison is this, is you finally got laid, but you're not going to get married, that's the biggest success in your life, the best thing is to get laid and not have to get married. Fuck that. Sorry.
Wow.
Hey guys, this is Daniel. I hadn't called in a while.
Welcome
Honestly
back.
put, man, this team, it depresses me, man, but I have been listening to y'all all the time.
Good, thank you.
But today, man, it's bittersweet for me, One as a Panther fan, you always want your team to lose, but I'm with you, Tony. I kind of wanted to lose everything, mostly, to get rid of Rule. I have no faith in this. I would really, honestly, wanted to like the guy.
Yeah.
Wanted to give him the benefit of a doubt. I just don't think he has the talent to be an NFL coach. Our offense is just, it's awful. Our defense, just disguises it. And even then, the fact that our defense can't stay constant, it's always up and down. One game they suck, the other game they're good. It's just, I think the the play calling, perhaps,
it's horrendous, bro.
It's like it's not enough preparation for the games. But, it's bittersweet. But as always, gentlemen, keep pounding.
I want to say this is, guys, go back, and I know you guys are, I like that call. Go back to this, is that I know you guys did not like my take that the defense was just mid, but the Saints were not good. They were not good.
Agree. Yeah.
They had a turn, and obviously, look, they were not good. They fumbled the ball, we scoop and scored or whatever. They fall behind. They get in passing situations. Jameis, even though he's if I want to hang out, I want to ask you guys this: what player do you want to hang out in the NFL with? Like, if you could just go hang out with somebody. And Jameis is my dude. He's number one on my list. Like, I literally would love to hang out with him no matter where. We steal crab legs together. We go work out together. We make unintentional jokes together. He's my dude. Like, I like him. He makes me laugh all the time. But he does just chunk that long ball up. This is funny. He sees the coverage. He goes, oh, he's in single. Throw it down there. And it's just like heave ho, heave ho, heave ho. But there is nothing. If you look early on in that first quarter, we had the same problems on defense that we've had all season. And I want to see what you guys think about this. Is like, and maybe it comes back to the Phil Snow a little bit. Maybe it comes to that 3-3 whatever stack. Kamara was able to pick up yards against us when we knew he was running. And that's problematic for me. So I'm not ready to coordinate this defense just yet. So happy about the win. But the offense is clearly struggling. Next call.
Hey, trying to get through with y'all's questions on coaching and putting in secondary at certain points. Hoping to hear and get on.
This is the redneck version of the other call. Yeah, well, coaches, stuff like that. Next call.
What up, C3 fam? It's Alex. It's your boy. You gotta get that W. I mean, it is what it is. We got the W. However, we had to get it. It was ugly.
Did you eat it?
It was ugly. But you know what? Great side of the ball on the defensive side. Offense still looks suspect. Still don't know what they're gonna do. They still don't have really an identity. Luckily enough, they ran the ball. Luckily they were thinking like, let's run the ball. Let's run that football 25, 30 times with McCaffrey. But you know what? They finally brought out some of the other wide receivers this week too. We got to think of the positives, man. Chenault got out there, had some big time plays. I'm still looking for Higgins. There's other guys out there that can make some plays on this offense. Now for Mayfield or the Darnold situation, Mayfield or Darnold, no, we got to stick with Mayfield. You know what? He hasn't played, the greatest of football these last 3 weeks. Of course, we all know that and understand that. But he hasn't given the football up either. So I mean, that's huge too. Darnold's a, interception machine.
Oh, I don't want to hear that.
Let's just write it out with Mayfield.
He gave up an interception last week. I don't want to hear that.
Week.
No, he's only had one this season.
Baby, 1 and 2.
He gave up one last week.
Right in that division. Let's go, boys. Keep pounding.
Greg, look up how many Darnold had through 3 last year.
All right.
I want to go ahead and encourage everybody to call in at 252-228-5098. You can subscribe to the show. You can support it by smashing the thumbs up button. You could be the coolest cat ever. We have not had one super fan on the winning postgame. We got a win and not one super fan. We didn't get to hear CK shout out somebody with his beautiful, beautiful pipes. $1. Look, a death by 1,000 cuts. $1.99 supports the C3 Panthers podcast. It's an easy way to help us grow. And look, I can even do cool shit like this now. Yeah. Thank you, super chatters. Greg, what we got?
He had 1 interception through 3 games last year, and he had 3 touchdowns. So he only has 1 more touchdown than Baker and the same amount of interceptions. So I mean, minus yards, he's playing the same.
Josh, you did pay for that, bro. Your $1.99 got this one laugh track. Thank you very much.
Hey, trying to get on the podcast. I'm not sure how it worked, if y'all call back or whatnot, but
we ain't calling back. You leave us a message.
Weigh in, and I want to see y'all.
Yeah.
Don't leave your number at the
what
end of the
I
call.
think about what should have happened or what could have happened to change the course of the game.
He's waiting for us to call him. Should we call him back right now? I got his number. And I got the Bluetooth capability right now. Because of Josh Hall. Thank you very much. Next call.
Hey, yo, what's happening? It's QT0 calling over here from California on my way to work right now. I got two things to say. We got to stop letting off of the gas. Phil Snow needs to continue putting pressure through the second half and throughout the game. We start bringing it back towards the end, and that's how we were able to cut the throat. We need to continue that throughout the whole fucking game. And then also, too, goes on for Ben McAdoo. They want to let off the gas. And I have a feeling it's not even the play caller's decision why this is going on. This is fucking Matt Rule trying to secure
I don't believe that.
win and
I
be
don't
all
believe that.
conservative when he gets a little bit of a lead. We ain't winning by 3 fucking touchdowns. We'd be winning by 1.5 touchdowns. All right? We need to continue to put the foot to the metal. The fucking throat needs to be cut before you start fucking letting off the gas. All right? You know, the game has to be over. We need to be at least past a 21, 24 fucking point lead before we start running the ball and being all conservative.
Bro, that shit
and
was whack.
being okay with field goals and shit. All right? That's all I got to say. Hope you're having a great
Bro,
day.
that shit was whack. Go.
I gotta kill it before the kill yourself part.
You just said it.
I didn't say. I said I gotta kill it before the kill yourself part. No, we're not. Look, if anything, we're throwing the ball too much when we're up.
No,
that's what I would say.
I think we
did get conservative at the end.
We get conservative in every facet of the game.
Oh my god! Oh, maybe
So-
on defense, on defense, but not on offense.
Like our defense goes full zone, and let's not let them beat us deep. And they still beat us deep because Phil Snow decides to stop playing the way that he was playing before. That's what he's talking about, because we stopped bringing pressure.
What on
We stopped-
defense? Okay,
Yeah.
on I thought he was talking about offense, because McAdoo be throwing the ball when there's it's like we need to run the clock down. Throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, and this is the positive to it all. Hello,
my kids. You can see all of them.
She's sitting down like she can't be seen right there. But yeah, I mean, there's the part of it that is important. We did get the win. There were positives. The team is getting better. As much as people want to try to say we're not getting better, the team is getting better, and that's what you want to see. And the hope is that we're going to see this continue to grow and grow and grow. We could easily be 3-0 right now. We're not. We're 1-2. And by all accounts, there's a good potential that the Bucs are going to lose this game. And we're only one game out of the lead for the division. So let's go.
Oh my gosh. Let's go. Dude, I was at this bar today watching the first half of the game, and these the young kids, all they say is, let's go. Actually, they're not young. They're probably like 25-ish. And they were Eagles fans. It was everybody. Let's go. I was like, good God, we know you're going to go. Will you please go? Next call.
Matt Rule needs to go. He is a terrible play caller. The dude he got on offensive coordinator.
I don't know.
Terrible. He needs to go. They should have put in somebody other than Baker Mayfield just to at least teach him a lesson.
How about when you make me sound sober? That's some cool shit right there. Thank you, brother. I like him. This is what I love, is that this man calls and then lets the call play for 3 minutes too. And he only spoke for 8 seconds. Next call.
What else, C3?
Yo.
I just want to hit on a few points. What I am most disappointed about. Why does a W changes what Matt Rule has brought to Carolina. I'm not trying to be a party pooper. I'm not excited for this win. It was not even a slap. It was a horrible win. Matt Rule can't change my mind.
Greg, you got the loudest phone in the world.
I'm sorry.
Will I be excited? Fuck no, because I need him out of Carolina. What else? So another point that I'm hearing is fans saying how much we lost by. I wrote this in the chat earlier. I don't care what we lost by. I don't care how many points we won by. It's a few points. Why are you excited about that? There's nothing to be happy about losing to a few points. We've had Matt Rule for 3 years. He had an excuse the first year. Second year, he lost the locker room when he kept blaming the defense when it wasn't even a defense fault with them losing games. His third year, he just I can't pinpoint how aggravating I am as a fan, and it sucks to go through this. Hopefully it's for the good. I'm just tired of fans just not sticking to what we need to as a fan base and stop worrying about if he gets those wins. That shouldn't change the line. That is all I got to say.
I don't know how I feel about this call. Mom, no, I'm not mute. I don't know how I feel about this call. I don't know. Is he asking, should we have lost? I felt like he said we should not be encouraged by this win. I felt like that was a message. You're on mute now because you're not typing.
Yeah, I felt.
And I didn't mean to call you out like that.
No, I don't care.
It was not.
I meant to have it on mute.
But you really, what kind of psychopath has the sound effects when they type a text?
I love the sound effects. You don't like that? You don't like the?
No, that's a psychopath.
No, he likes to feel like he's actually pressing buttons. I kind of get it.
Yeah.
You have it vibrate too when you press the button?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. No, psychopath. Yeah. But all right, I lost my train. I felt like he was saying this is we shouldn't be all right, so he's saying we shouldn't be overly happy about the W.
Right. I don't think anybody is. I think
like we just wanted a fucking W.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to have Matt Rule as the coach forever yet. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, if he reels off, how about this? If we reel off like 10 in a row, then I'll say, all right, bring this fool back.
I think so much losing was also making me feel like I hated the team too. I love the team, but it's making me feel like I hated it. And that's why I needed the win. Like I needed to remember why I love this team so much, you know.
And we didn't just come up here because we keep saying we're the longest running podcast. Like we can't. Once you start saying you're the longest running podcast, you have to keep the streak.
Yeah.
Right. You know, like if we quit.
Right.
But it's hard, bro.
It is.
The comparison that was being made, two things that would stand out to me is my boy Clip Brock, who I go on the radio, Pirate 1250 radio, and they're on 92.7 FM, Greenville, North Carolina, ECU Pirate Show. I go on every Friday for the last probably about 8-9 years. I've been doing a football segment 1 hour a week. And he sent me a message when he took a screenshot of his podcast catcher, and he saw our post game show 4 hours after the New York Giants loss, and he goes, "I know this feeling." You know what I'm saying? Like being in the Scotty Montgomery years, where everything was bad, and it was just like, oh, we're gonna have to do this next week, and next week, and next week. And so for me, that's what this win represents, is the hope that or just a respite from that feeling. Mm-hmm. Next call.
So what's going on, Phil? This is Zach Harris from Kannapolis, North Carolina. I wanted to say one thing and one thing only. Baker Mayfield fucking sucks. Everybody want to talk shit about Cam last year. Cam Newton can't do this. Cam Newton can't do that. Cam this. Cam that. Hey, leave the dude to complete passes and score touchdowns and run and score touchdowns. You know what I'm thinking right now? Fuck Baker Mayfield. Give Cam Newton a call. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, I believe that if Cam Newton was out in the field right now today, playing with all these players, and he knows Carolina, that's his home, I think we would be an elite football team. And like I said, man, everybody thinks, I'm talking shit or whatever. Well, I'm just saying, man, I say give Cam Newton a call and beg him to come back, and I'm telling you, this would be a different team. I think that the fans would be pumped. I think the players would be pumped up. I mean, Baker, he's not even throwing deep passes. Everybody wants to say, oh, Cam can't throw deep passes. Well, Baker Mayfield can't even throw a fucking 10-yard pass. So, and I know damn well Cam Newton ain't scared to run the ball. And when you don't see somebody, he runs. Well, Mayfield, he just fucking panics, shivers up, clams up. Fucking, I don't understand it. But anyway, I wanted to give y'all a shout and everything. But I hope y'all have a good evening. Peace.
We're having a great evening because we got a W, but I don't want Cam back. I don't want him back.
Yeah, Cam is and honestly, I've said this before. I mean, we can look at last year. If you want to get technical, you want to look at the stats from last year and compare them to what Sam Darnold did the first 3 games of his season last year. I guarantee you, Cam didn't touch that. Cam didn't have a good year last year, even when he played.
Oh, well, you're right about that. But the other thing about this is I have a different reason I don't want Cam back.
I know
your reason is about it's not that
ruin his time here,
Yeah, I mean, it's not that he couldn't get one more completion than Baker Mayfield. That he could, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, fine, yes. All right, I will pick Cam Newton on any play, any day. Like, if we got to say this, is like, if we're picking teams in the backyard, I'm picking Cam first.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like if Bo Jackson's there.
Yeah.
I take Bo. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cam is a Bo Jackson type of player. I just like, fuck it. If that's the guy I want to roll with. If I'm picking teams, it's Cam Newton. But at the end of the day, is that one more completion, 3 more completions ain't going to make us that much better.
Right.
And what it will do is ruin our love for someone who is so special to me. So special to me.
Yeah.
Man, and I will continue to say this, is that it's all about, we are going to continue to compare every quarterback to Cam Newton until we don't.
Mm-hmm. Until somebody comes in and plays better than him.
Yeah. I mean, we'll always will compare you to Cam. I'm sure Dolphins fans have been doing that for 40 years to Marino. But no, I don't want Cam. And yeah, maybe on any given Sunday, any given day, he gives you a better thing to win, but he doesn't. I don't know.
He doesn't make us that much better than we are right now if we had Cam.
I love Cam, man. We should have just, I don't know. We shouldn't just celebrate Cam.
We need to
Cam sexual like me.
We need to quit the quarterback carousel. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. This constant need to, in the middle of the season, change. We need to get through this season. If it doesn't work, great. It didn't work. But we need to get to next season and then find the long-term answer if it's not anybody on the staff right now.
Look, I am wearing a Cam Newton shirt right now. Look at this. It don't even match my fucking hat. I'm wearing a God, I love you, Cam, but like, man, you could have been. And I want to point this out. 2 things. The Dolphins beat the Bills today, which is wild as fuck. Crazy. The Dolphins are my new team, like AFC team. I'm big on the Waddle. I love Jalen Waddle, or whatever his first name is. I don't even care. Waddle. But everybody says that they call Josh Allen Cam Newton 2.0, which I think I don't agree with it entirely, because Cam Newton's far more of a real running badass threat. But I think Josh Allen's incredible. Like, he's just turned tremendously. And I want to point this one thing out, is that the coach for the Carolina Panthers, for the Buffalo Bills, was with us during Cam's best runs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The assistant GM was with us through those runs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they may have seen what we failed to do with Cam. I mean, let's look at Stephon Diggs trade. They went out and got Stephon Diggs for my man early. They just said, get this guy weapons, get him protection. I think we failed Cam Newton just as much as he didn't live up to be what you wanted him to be.
Agreed.
All right, next call.
And another thing, the Saints don't care about losing to us. Like, they've been playing us through the draft. They don't give a damn about the season. I can name countless players that the Saints took from us in the draft, and everybody have their own opinion about it, but, I mean, it's true. We have divisional games that just throw us wins to knock us from our draft, wherever we draft them at, we have a divisional team that knocks us from it. Saints are playing smart. They're not playing dumb. They know their shit. Don't be excited about this win. Yeah, I'm not trying to tank, but look who we have as a head coach. Until he's gone, I can't feel happy about a win. Keep pounding.
Tom Brady struggling.
Bad.
He's getting dropped this week for my fantasy team. He was a backup.
Yeah, he was my starter on all of. Hey, can you guys cover me on this next call for just 30 seconds? All right.
Here's me, T-Dog.
Ooh, I love
trying to make this short and sweet. But, man, we won today. I didn't want to win today because I want Matt Rule to get fired as soon as possible. But the Saints don't have a quarterback either. I mean, James Winston, came along late in the game, but he's terrible. Baker Mayfield's terrible. I mean, just look at his stats today. He's just mediocre, man. And if not for that fumble return for a touchdown, he'd probably lose this game and everything. But I mean, it's a win. Some of these fans might start going crazy talking about playoffs again, but I mean, it is what it is. But whenever you come in here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Let me give a shout out to motherfucking G-Baby, the motherfucking GOAT. Shout out to these guys because they always up here, every Sunday with the live show. And they got the free for all on Friday. Then they got the Tuesday show too, where you can call in as well. But yeah, that's my thoughts for this game. If the Saints just don't have a quarterback either as well, and we don't have a quarterback and everything. I don't know who we play next week and everything, but I don't see us winning no more than 5 games as usual.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to stick with that and everything. I'm not going to let this game today get me excited, because the Saints have a legit quarterback. They'll be going up and down the field on us. But there's no more Drew Brees, Sean Payton. So.
Yep.
But so I'm gonna leave it at that. Whenever you come in here, make sure you hit the motherfucking like button. Make sure you motherfucking subscribe. Keep pounding. Everybody have a great day. This is C-Dog 1983. Peace out.
C-Dog. He's not wrong about anything he says there, and I know that him and I go back and forth sometimes about things, but I just got to admit, man, you're right. Baker is playing like garbage, and until he shows me otherwise, I agree. He's just a mediocre quarterback. I can't get on the boat of hoping they would have lost, because the more I thought about it, no, I don't hope they would have lost, but I get what he's saying there, because I'm definitely ready for Matt Rule to be gone, but I think that's inevitable. I think that without question, that's going to happen. So
right, yeah.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
You go ahead.
All right. Well, I want to highlight this comment right here from Kev. He said, "I'm gonna defend Cam 2011 through 2015. Cam Newton was a better rusher than the football than Josh Allen will ever be. Josh Allen is a better passer than Cam ever was." And then actually, you know what? I just agree with all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just period. Number one, I don't like entirely the Josh Allen or his 2.0 for Cam Newton discussion. I think that Josh Allen is just not a fragile quarterback. I don't think they've ever run the entire run offense through Josh Allen.
We had 8 design runs today.
8. But look, we would do that like in the first quarter if we had Cam.
It's true.
I think the other thing is that I said this on the show maybe last week or the week before when Josh Allen has just become, I needed one more year for me to believe in Josh Allen. Like I didn't know if he was just feeling it last year or whatever, but this dude's dialed in. He's throwing the fucking ball into windows that barely exist. He's already a better passer than Cam Newton. But I'm not trying to shit on Cam Newton as a passer there. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. I just don't think it's fair to compare. I don't say fair to compare. I just don't think they're exact same person. Right. And we just said this to Cam, just do it all. Just do it all. That was the Carolina mantra, is you had a guy that could run, pat, do everything. You just said, good luck. Oh, sorry, we got Byron Bell as a left tackle. Oh, let's get you an upgrade. Michael Orr, who is busted from Tennessee, who's going to have his better season for 1 year and then be gone for the next. Oh, let's get you Matt Khalil. Let's get you. No, they didn't give him shit. He took fucking Jericho Cotchery, Ted Stone Hands Jr., and Philly Brown to the Super Bowl. At the end of the day, is the Carolina Panthers just relied on Cam Newton to get them everything. And Cam Newton got them a lot, bro.
Yeah.
But I don't want to shit on Josh Allen, right? I know it hurts my heart to say it, but Josh Allen is fucking next level right now, bro.
It's unreal. I mean, obviously today.
And he lost today, though. He fumbled twice.
Yeah.
But from backside pressure, backside, it's total Cam Newton shit.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen is, the way I equated, one of the people said that Josh Allen is a better passer, but not as good as an athlete. I think that's probably a pretty accurate representation, which is the problem.
Sure. How could you be better, and how could you be a better athlete than a guy who is 6'5", 250 pounds, that can run faster, jump higher, do everything better than anybody?
But I think Josh Allen's 6'5".
Josh Allen has got a lot of similar.
Well, you know what? He's not better than Cam Newton.
No, he's not as athletic. I'll give you that. Yeah.
I'll take Cam Newton on anything. We play bocce ball, take Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Right. So, but here's the problem, and here's the issue that you're running into now, is Cam Newton's career was cut short, right? Because of injuries, because of many other things that are come into play. Because of probably play calling and not wanting to protect the quarterback.
Or just happenstance.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, but I mean, I think that's why you'll potentially see Josh Allen have a longer career and be more successful in the NFL.
But we don't know. Actually, we don't know, is because we were saying the same thing with Cam at this exact moment. He's 4 years in, 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, as Cam was in the Super Bowl the next year, he might be 1 year ahead of Cam.
Yeah,
think about that. Is like he came in, and actually the only difference he's had is he had a worse rookie year than Cam, arguably.
Yeah,
he threw 50% his rookie year. He's had a lot of improvement. But the last 2 years, he's in year 4. I'm pretty sure. I think he's in year 4. Year 1, not bum, but like not garbage. Let's just say garbage. Year 2, okay. Year 3 and 4 have been fucking super shit. And the thing that he's done, and I won't say that Cam didn't do, man, Cam in 2017 was about to be that passer. Remember in 2017, we went 11-5.
Who was it? Was it North Turner? Who was the guy we got?
North Turner. 11-5. We were getting it. So I'm just saying, look, is that availability is your best your best ability. And once Cam, you remember Cam said this, he didn't want to go under the knife. He had never had surgery, and I think it was on his ankle or some shit. It was the first one, and he had never been hurt before in his career, like through high school, college, and it was like his third year in the pros, and he's just like, man, he wanted to try to rehab. I understand that. Like, coming back from injury is one of the bigger things you can do. It's incredible. And it's not guaranteed. That's my point. I just look, I love Cam for everything he did for us. I will always love Cam. He is not the solution now. If he is the solution, it's not for us. Next goal.
Hey, man, you know who the fuck it is, man. It's G, baby. Our offense is fucking pathetic.
It's terrible, bro.
This team is fucking pathetic. I know we got the dub, but goddamn, man. Like, how the fuck does DJ Moore have one catch for 2 yards?
It's incredible. It's the most incredible shit you've ever heard.
Bruh. If fucking Jameis Winston was doing what he did in the fucking fourth quarter in the first 3, we get blown the fuck out. I want you guys to realize when it was 13-0, they had missed 2 fucking field goals. So we'll just say 13-6. And 7 of those points was off of a stripped fumble. What is this offense, man?
0.
Yep.
Like, we cannot compete with no Miami, no Buffalo. And if I sound soft as fuck, and I sound, bro, I'm just barely getting over COVID. I had COVID for 3 weeks. That's why I haven't been on the fucking free for all, fellas. My bad, man. This COVID's been kicking my ass, man. But goddamn, this offense is fucking pathetic, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the defense, man. I don't want to get started on that shit. I mean, I guess you guys did your thing today. All right, whatever, bro.
I agree. I'm with you, baby.
Man. DJ Moore, 1 reception for 2 fucking yards. It's so mind-blowing to me, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking motherfucking Baker, come on, bro. You threw a 1-yard pass and the dude did the rest, G. Like, I'm not going to shit on Chenault. I mean, he did what he had to do. But why is he our leading receiver? And I told you guys, Robbie Anderson, man. Big mistake to give that motherfucker a bag.
Well, this is the worst gunshot.
Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I'm hurt. I really wanted us to lose this game just so we could fucking fire Rat Rule. Like, the one time, and at the last, I hate the fucking Saints. The one time I cheer for these motherfuckers in a decade, these bitches lose, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want Rat Rule gone. I want a full rebuild, man. Like, what do we do? I'm gonna call back, boys. Fuck.
Hey, if there's any positive before we jump in, like this Green Bay Bucks game is possibly as bad offensively.
It's horrible to watch.
Our game was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is horrendous. It's 14-6 still, and it's 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Tom Brady's getting the ball a chance to win or a chance to tie. No, I wouldn't.
G-Baby coming off of COVID, guys. Stop being hard on him. He's going to bring it. Don't worry. This offense, the Tampa Bay offense has been languid. Is that the word?
We could beat this team. Tampa Bay's not a good team.
Oh my God.
I mean, they're hurting.
They're so
hurting.
hurt. They're missing like 8 of their
They
players.
don't have
on
Evans. They don't have Julio Jones, and they don't have Godwin right now. They're like right now. They're hurting.
They can still win this game, bro.
Oh, they could. Yeah.
It's 250.
They're not going
to. Sorry. Nope. I just checked the score. It's
the one possession. They can come in and tie it. But
so can I ask a question real quick though? Just
please,
I was thinking about this earlier. Whenever C-Dog called, this is what slipped my mind. Is we're talking about we have a problem like the quarterback problem of like Baker Mayfield looking lost and not throwing for any yards. But then you have the opposite problem with a guy like Jameis Winston who could throw for a ton of yards but just turns the ball over. Do you think if we had Jameis Winston right now instead of Baker Mayfield, our outcome would be different?
Maybe. Here's the thing: it just depends on this. Is that what your question is important and right in so many ways? But then the other question I have is like a counter question. I hate to answer a question with a question,
right? But
the yards part is because they're trash yards.
Some of
you're so behind. No, like I mean, think of like what was it, Blake Bortles when he played for the Jacksonville Jaguars? He was the best fantasy football quarterback to have because they were down 21 and he would get like a bazillion yards in the fourth quarter. So Jameis's yardage, like the fact that he gets so many yards in some ways today, he should have had 225 today if they were winning.
Right.
Jameis is not bad. He's not terrible, but he's going to give you some turnovers. I don't know. Do you what's your answer, Greg? What do you think? Would we be better with Jameis, my favorite person? If there's one person I want to hang out with the NFL, it's Jameis Winston.
I think the answer to that question all depends on, do you think the reason we're not getting yardage passing is because Baker Mayfield can't do it, or because our receivers are not in the right position for getting distance? You know, that's the way to really answer that question.
Colin. I think Baker's just been bad at this point. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I feel like at this point I could say, even though Jameis Winston turns the ball over a lot, just based on the way I've seen them play this year, I would rather have Jameis Winston behind center because he maybe he can get the ball down the field a little better.
This is where we need Cody. This is where we need Cody. Cody would do some shit like this. Fucking neither, motherfuckers. We don't need another quarterback that can just get us 8 more yards or some garbage yards. And I don't know why I got a Yankee trash man as a, but but we need a franchise quarterback. We need a franchise quarterback. Neither of these guys can do whatever it takes to get us over the hump or through next week. And you can fucking hate me if you want to, but I will die on this hill.
That's about right.
Next call. I don't know why I think he's a
my
Yankee
name's Kendrick,
trash man.
first-time listener, first-time caller.
Oh, welcome to the show,
Panthers
brother.
Fan since the existence of the organization.
Nice.
Our defense was good last year, even though we, kind of dropped the ball when trying to stop the run against the Browns. But last year our defense was good. This year our defense is decent. And it all, in my opinion, comes down to the same problem. We cannot sustain drives. I don't care how good your defense is. If your offense can't give them any time to breathe, the defense is eventually going to break instead of bend. And that's what I feel happened all last season. And my concern what's happening this season. Instead of just expecting the world out of Baker Mayfield, I just want him to go better than 1 for 10 on third down. If I can get 6 out of 10, that's asking too much, but we need to sustain drives so our defense can rest. Baker's foot, they're terrible. Fire rule, go Panthers.
Hey, first time caller. Welcome to the show. Number's 252-228-5098. You're part of the family now. You called in, homie. You're part of the C3 family, where we rock on every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. after every game. And we've been doing it for 10 years now. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now we put all this content out. It's almost hard for me to keep up with. But thank you so much for the call. And you're right. How are you going to do anything with a guy that goes 1 for 10?
Great.
He's been a bum. And I don't like to look, Shy Smith. All right, how about this? Let me put it this way. Let me flip it a little. It's because I don't like to single out players specific, like you suck. You're an asshole. Like you can't be good. Baker, you suck. You Shy Smith had a tough week last week, and today was the leading receiver, which was 2 for 22, which I don't want to hear nothing about it. But you just got to put up or shut up at this point if you're Baker, I think, CK.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm saying at this point in time, not to beat a dead horse, but I said last week I would give him this week, right? Just because we got the win doesn't mean that Baker's off the hook, right?
Dude, he's definitely not off the hook after today. He's on the hook even more.
Right. I mean, so
was he worse this week or last week?
This week.
I agree.
Last week, it's very clear that there was a issue with him and the wide receivers. There were drops. There were plenty of that. And I will defend a lot of what I saw last week. Not everything, but I will defend a lot of what I saw last week, even though you wouldn't. This week there was none of that. You don't have the ability to say Baker Mayfield overthrowing DJ Moore in the flat for these easy checkdowns is on DJ Moore, right? Those are potential first downs, big time third down conversions. There's a lot of these third downs that come on the that we failed to convert that come on the back of Baker Mayfield. And I'm sure that we might want to start talking about the conversation of whether he's going to be good. But I also think that it might be time for us to potentially talk about somebody else.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Man.
I'm thinking we need to talk about our other sponsor that I feel like we haven't talked about.
Oh, you're gonna give them a free read too? We need y'all. Actually, we need you to buy shit.
Yeah. So
how about this tonight, this week, bro? I had a big time, and I was clean.
Snap.
I was clean. I was ready.
Snap.
I was ready for the show. Tell them.
Well, the thing here, so we got to keep in mind a couple of things here. This isn't a free read. Manscaped is a sponsor of the C3.
They are,
right, in general. So right now, Manscaped has been generous enough to provide us with some products, and I think we've all had a few weeks now to try it. I, for one, can only speak highly of what I've had. I was a Manscaped customer before. Manscaped offers a lot of different products. It's not just the buzz, the buzzer or the clippers, if you want to call it that.
The 4.0.
Yeah, the lawnmower 4.0 is what they call it. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to help prevent.
Look at how cool this bag.
And that is an actual legit bag. That bag
is so dope. This is my favorite thing, bro.
Very high quality, and that's a part of the bigger package. So you guys are more than happy. We'd be happy to have you guys go and pick that up. But I tell you what, I recommend that you take that because it's one of the biggest things that I think men tend to let go is especially when they're married. They say, I don't need to worry about it. But I'll tell you what, man, it's not even just about that. It's a matter of being able to be proud about what you got. You know what I mean? There's a lot of the products they have in there. They have the crop preserver, the ball deodorant, all that stuff. I'm telling you, I went to a wedding yesterday and I felt so good about how I felt, even though I'm not showing anybody there but my wife, right? Like it just allows you to feel a little bit better about yourself. So I would recommend you guys go to manscaped.com, use the code Panthers. If you're a Panthers fan, that should be super easy to recall. Panthers, and then you'll get free shipping to anywhere in the U.S. Or in the worldwide, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, worldwide.
And 20% off. And so go use that code. I think we've probably got a few people that's ordered, but we need 8 for them to be a committed long-term partner. So go show them.
And we need to prove it, because they tell us, right? So they're gonna say, hey, this is what we try to do. We're going to be your sponsors for this month. We're going to send you this product. We're going to do this. And then they told us that we will be your sponsors for the whole season if you get 8. All right. Are they going to tell us the truth? Or are you going to tell us the truth by going out there and using the code? If we get 8 people that say, hey, man, I use the code, bro, I'm going to hold them to it. Mm-hmm. Just like when you keep your stuff clean, you can hold her to it. Manscaped.com. Panthers is the code, 20% off. Look, there's multiple ways to support the podcast. You're doing it right now if you're listening. Number 1. Number 2, you smash the thumbs up button. You subscribe. You tell a friend. Look, you see somebody in a Panthers shirt at the bar, and you're watching the game together. Say, hey, I listen to this podcast. It's called the C3 Panthers Podcast. All you got to do is say C3. Boom. It's so easy. Just do it, man. I got 2 people just like that subscribed on YouTube right when I was walking out. Yo, help us grow. We're trying to build a conversation, a culture. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, guys. Chuck from Elizabeth City, a.k.a. Carolina Sports Guy. I know we're limited to 1 call, but I had to call in to say this. We're at week 3. And I don't want to call any caller out or any fans out, but anybody that calls this show and says the Saints gave the game away for draft positioning. I could see that if it was week 16, 17, and, you're either out of it or you got a chance to win somebody getting the number 1 pick or, hey, let's lose this game because we can get in the top 10. We're number 12 right now. It is the stupidest, most moronic thing to even say. We've only played 2 games until the day that a team is going to basically lay down to improve their draft pick or worsen our draft pick or vice versa. It's so stupid because
nobody
week 3,
said that
you don't even really look at the draft yet. You're so far. You might as well not even play the season. You might as well be preseason. Well, according to paper.
You're right, Chuck. But I don't think anybody said that yet. Dude, we had Alan Ulrich saying here they're trying to make the playoffs. So I haven't heard anybody saying they did this on purpose. Let's go to the next call.
C3, what's up? What's going on, people?
What's up, my man?
This is your boy Nick Hedden. Hope everything is going well with y'all. You gotta appreciate a win. Of course, this is the win-win season. With every win is a win. We celebrate a win. With every win is a win. Every loss is a win because we'll be closer to getting a legitimate quarterback a legitimate coach that can actually assign us some type of identity in the NFL. This win is important, but I hope all of the blue Kool-Aid drinkers have regurgitated, have thrown up, have had their stomach pumps, and that I hope they realize now that Rule ain't the guy. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's had the Saints number for the last 2 years, or has he? Or have we just played a Saints team with a bunch of COVID on the coaching staff and a bunch of COVID-stricken players, which is, of course, relates to last year. And this year, of course, a defense that looks like it's on a decline, and the absence of the great one, Sean Payton and Drew Brees and all of that. And plus, Jameis Winston, my God, this guy has how many injuries in his back? He need to sit down. He need to hang it up while he still can walk and have some type of quality of life.
Everywhere.
It's pointless now. He needs to go ahead and sit down. And that's just on some real stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've heard a lot of Cam talk in the chat. We need to understand that there have been a total of 6 quarterbacks in this quarterback room, and for them to try to pull him in here last year in the middle of the season, which allowed people to scapegoat him was inappropriate. And even this season, let's remember, people saying, no, Cam is washed things of that nature. No, the guy didn't have an appropriate chance. It's no different than Perry Fuel when Rivera got fired.
I'm tired of this.
He didn't have an adequate opportunity to adequately audition for the head coaching position. Neither did Cam have an adequate chance to audition for the QB position. In the middle of over half of the season gone, he's gonna bring the guy in here. It's not about him putting on the jersey again, him walking through the tunnel again, him putting on the helmet again, or doing the dab or Superman again. No, this is a whole new Waterboys play that he had to learn. And so whenever this thing goes down,
I'm sorry, I just can't get on the Cam back.
Well, there's no proof that Cam Newton is going to be an upgrade from what we've seen so far.
Even if it's an upgrade, it's like 30%.
Right. Not enough to make a difference.
Like, just let Cam be Cam.
Yeah, I mean, let him retire. And if somebody else that has a better roster or better situation wants to take him, for sure, go for it. But right now,
or get a couple of wins, maybe like Dallas or something.
Cam Newton does not want to come and play for this coaching staff. I'm telling you that based on the last year.
We already fucked him last year.
Right. You after what you saw last year, after you saw what Cam Newton said about this team, he said the team isn't buying into the message.
Made a fool of him last year.
Yeah.
You brought him in for the story of a fan celebration where everybody, look, we had crazy numbers even on our podcast. Right? Everybody was happy about that shit then. But you rode that story and then you benched him right away when he didn't have any success. So I don't want to hear it, man. They didn't believe in him. They used him. They used him like a cheap hoe, and I don't like that because he's my dude. Next call. And we are down to the last two.
It's White Chocolate Espresso. Hallelujah. We won. How about that? And we ran the ball like I said we should. This team needs to adapt their offense and play the offense like the Browns do. Run. I think we should just go straight up Wildcat and just have a couple passing plays a game. Straight up, just have Foreman, McCaffrey, just
Foreman ain't even on the team, bro.
Fucking ball because we don't have a quarterback. But it's always good to get a win. Keep pounding.
Man, Foreman ain't even on. I think we need to these are real things to think about. Is that we're celebrating Laviska Shenault. We traded for him 2-3 weeks ago. He's just getting a touch. Terrace Marshall Jr. is about to be the biggest draft bust in Carolina Panthers history, and I think there's an argument for it. Look, you're talking about this is you're putting him up against every second round pick that we have had. Funchess been better than him. Dwayne Jarrett, honestly, has been better. And look, I understand he hasn't had an opportunity, but nobody is going to remember that in 4 or 5 years if he doesn't do something.
Right.
And you can, I don't care who you pin it on, but a number 2 pick not playing at all into 2 years is incredible, man. Last call of the night, I think.
On the helmet again or walking to the stadium again. You got a whole new Water Boys offense that you got to learn. And
we didn't even talk about Grossman.
Even at that, they fired the Water Boy and left his former OC with nothing but just to call the Water Boys plays in the Water Boys stead. So I definitely wouldn't be in favor of calling Cam into this situation. Let's remember, again, this particular offseason, Cam was still on the table, but as a lesser role. The MVP that had actually been to the Super Bowl, that had actually won the Heisman, that has actually, I think, is the only quarterback with 2 or 3 national championships. Florida, Auburn, and I forget what school it was, but he was in JUCO. That's the guy they wanted to have a lesser role between the quarterbacks they have left. So on that note, whenever this is said and done, I'm also in favor of getting rid of Scott Fitt too, because as a GM, you don't let that come out your mouth to this guy. And that's just pure point blank. And the fact that you did that, I feel like he's no better than Rule, a novice. Don't know what he's really doing. He may get some good players here and there, but when you do something like that, come on, man. And now Cam is now back on the couch, and the guys that should have the lesser roles are in our locker room. Y'all keep pounding. God bless.
I'm so I don't want to hear any more Cam talk.
Nope.
And look, I'm wearing his shirt right now. I love this dude more than anybody. Let him be. Leave him out of this terribleness. Think about this. We were about to fire the coach after week 3. Like my man KG says, I know his name, but I'm gonna give him that. This is how bad we're talking about running the Wildcat. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to bring nobody into this.
No.
So I think the real questions, these are rhetorical questions I want you guys to think about for Tuesday night, especially the fans listening, is if this does go bad, which it has looked like, and this win may just be a Band-Aid on a artery cut. Maybe not. Maybe we go on an 8-game run. Who knows? But if we were to fire Matt Rule, are you talking about cleaning house even up to Scott Fitterer? And I don't think it's ridiculous to think that. I don't think it's ridiculous. Look, I don't know if I believe that Scott Fitterer has shown he's not capable, but sometimes you just purge the purge. You burn the dead bodies.
Right.
I mean, so we'll think about that. Again, rhetorical questions. Look, we've had a great post-game show here. Hold on, let me check this private chat. Somebody said they got to leave. We're done. We're done with the calls. We got the last call, CK. So we got to do 2 last things, Sneezy McSneezy.
Yes.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's do we'll do the
dab on him.
Yeah, let's do dab on him first. Hold on, there we go.
I just like doing it, man. Dab on them folks. Dab on them folks. And that dab on them folks. They like seeing it. Tell me what to do. Dab on them folks.
This is the dab on them folks. What, Greg? What you got?
I was gonna say, I do think it's so funny that like literally the last segment we were in, we were just talking about we're so done talking about Cam and then we go into a dab on him with,
and we still do.
Cam.
But that's how much we love Cam. Look, that's the thing is even like our everything we got has got some circle back to Cam the man. You know what I'm saying?
He's a huge part of the history, whether you liked his time or not. He's a huge part of his history. And if you can't tell the Carolina Panthers story without Cam Newton.
He is arguably the greatest Panther in Panther history. There's only one other name you can try to float out there, Steve Smith, and then the other name, which is my favorite, Julius Peppers, but again, half his career with another team, so you could say that. All right, dab on him. Who's the player of the game? CK, who you got?
Player of the game. I wanted to go with somebody who
Baker Mayfield.
No. I didn't want to go with the normal. Like I think it's very easy to pick people, but I think Derek Brown was constantly making big time plays in this game that gave our offense a chance to do something. From the interceptions to we've been talking about him not being able to eat up the run lanes. He was doing that well today. He was getting into the backfield. So I'm going Derek Brown. He did a fantastic job today.
CK, you're up. I mean, not CK, Greg. Sorry. CK, you're down. Greg, you're up.
I'm going to go a little different too. I'm going to go Johnny Hecker. This guy is pinning the ball back within 10-yard line or close to the goal line almost every punt, y'all. And that is a huge difference in the game is field position. Because they would get to about midfield every drive. If they're starting off at the 30 or the 35, they're in field goal range every time instead of having to punt the ball. So field position was huge. I'm giving it to Mr. Hecker.
I know everybody knows that Frankie Louvu was like the best dude on defense, that Jeremy Chin balled out. You guys are all right. Where the hell was Brian Burns in that attack at? I don't know. My game ball goes, or my dab on him, because I want to find something different. Laviska Shenault.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Oh, shake and bake and bake, shake and bake and bake. Good Lord, this guy made one play, touchdown to the house. Thank you so much for making us excited and relevant and giving us any offensive points. That's my dab on him. Let's go next to the Tower Thing. This is where we call out somebody who had a cruddy game. And since I went last, I'm going first. And it's Baker Mayfield. He's a burnt bum right now. He made me, I went from a bottom to a top. F that dude. Bend over Baker.
Yeah. I'll go second again. Mine's pretty simple, man. This guy, I really don't like him at all, and he proved it again today. I'm going Robbie Anderson. 2 drop passes, 1 catch for 14 yards. If you were half as good as you talk like you are, you would be a mid-level wide receiver, and you're not even that in the NFL.
I really thought you were about to take C.J. Henderson.
Well, he was one, but I'm a little more mad at Robbie Anderson for trying to tell me how to be a fan.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. When Robbie Anderson was 2 years old, that's when I became a fan. When he was 2. So don't tell me how to be a fan, Robbie. That's my thing. So I'll give it to Robbie.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go and I'm going to give mine to Jameis Winston.
Oh, nice. I think that's a cool shit right there. I like that.
I mean, like,
where's the pain? Where's the pain at?
Right.
Everywhere.
Jameis Winston.
He's my favorite dude.
He to be fair, yes, he's got the pain and all that stuff, but he also was probably at least 4 or 5 interceptable balls, that could have been taken to the house. One by Shaq Thompson, and that was just, there were a few. So I'm gonna put some of this on Jameis, who had, by the way, 2 fumbled snaps. So chalked, right?
Oh my God! Did the Colts really beat the Chiefs today?
Yeah, dude. And the Falcons
Chiefs.
beat the Seahawks.
Oh,
It's been a crazy day.
I picked that one.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day.
Oh, look at that. Yelling on the New York Jets. All right, that's the C3 Panthers post-game show. That's right, folks. We did it. Man, it turns out that winning makes you guys ready to go and just eat dinner and spend time with your wife. If you spend time with your wife, you better trim it up with that Manscaped joint. Remember, promo code Panthers. Guys, we're going to be back here on Tuesday night. So we're going to, we come back, we break up the game. I feel like we're going to all go back and watch it. We will all kind of dive into a little bit of the less emotional reaction. The post-game show is for you fans to call in at 252-228-5098. We'll play the calls that didn't get here tonight on Tuesday night. Be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Check us out on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, wherever you get your sports news at, and just be a Panther fans with us. Greg, how can they find you?
You can find me at the BatDaddy52 on Twitter. Come check me out. I'm here Tuesdays, Geeks, chasing squirrels across the multiverse on Fridays.
CK.
You can find me on all social medias, mainly the Twitters. I do a little bit of streaming, at Code Dizzle Allen is most places you can find me, and then you're going to find me on the C3 Panthers podcast here Tuesday nights and Thursday nights. I don't, Tony, I don't know how you feel, but we got the same amount of views by doing the Thursday night that we did on the Saturday night one.
Total?
So, yeah,
Total?
we got a little bit less actually.
Let's go look. We'll go back and look. You guys, we want to know, do you want the simulations on Thursday or Saturday? Total views rather than live views. Interesting. Wow. I'm surprised by that. But hey, the data is the data. Let's try 2 weeks of data, 2 weeks of data. Either way, the data is this. We got a W, baby. We got a W. It's the C3 Panthers podcast every Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're always here for you. Be part of our community. Let's get the hell out of here.